And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to takesbyfans.com/watch. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered in multiple ways. Alrighty, today's a big Monday, and wow, was that the best weekend of football in the history of the NFL, folks? Oh my gosh, every single game decided by walk-off fashion, folks. Walk-off field goals for three teams, and the Chiefs were like, yeah, we're gonna kind of, do one up and get a walk-off touchdown in overtime. So wow, tons to break down, tons to talk about of all those divisional round playoff matchups from Saturday and Sunday, folks. Man, oh man, like I said, literally the greatest NFL games I have ever witnessed, I have ever experienced, folks, all in one weekend, 4 straight games. And man, oh man, we got to tip our caps to all the teams that won this weekend, but man, oh man, and it's just so unfortunate, those players that lost. No more Derrick Henry in the playoffs. Josh Allen knocked out, and man, oh man, you gotta feel. I mean, if we're feeling for anybody here, any of the losers, it's gotta be Josh Allen, right? I mean, what an unfortunate loss for him. He balled out, folks, and man, oh man, we've been saying it all season, folks, but the NFL is in great hands with these young quarterbacks, these young stars. I mean, just in the AFC alone, folks, Josh Allen, obviously we got Patrick Mahomes, we got Joe Burrow in the AFC Championship game, Justin Herbert, man, oh man, and we still potentially Trevor Lawrence. We don't know. He was ruined by Urban Meyer. He was ruined by the Jacksonville Jaguars already, but maybe he can kind of, get back into it, get back into something. We'll see, and try to challenge those other great quarterbacks in the AFC that we just mentioned. So, man, oh man, with Tom Brady being knocked out, he's not saying if he's going to play next year or not. He could be gone. Aaron Rodgers should be out of the league because what a disgrace of a performance. I mean, was Aaron Rodgers the worst quarterback this weekend, folks? I mean, we'll talk about it, but man, oh man. So we got to break down all the playoff matchups from this weekend because they are, y'all know, folks, but we got to talk about it anyway. So before we get into all that, folks, and I know y'all are chomping at the bit. I'm chomping at the bit to talk about it as well, but let's get the NBA out of the way. There was still NBA on last night, even though we were all laser focused and glued to those playoff games, because if you missed a second, you missed the entire game, folks. Did you see all those turnovers in the Rams-Bucks game? It was chaos. Did you see the final 2 minutes of the Bills-Chiefs game? It was literal chaos as well. So if you blunk during those games, you missed everything. So yes, there was NBA on last night, but did we really care? Right? Alrighty, so let's get 10 minutes on the clock very quickly here. We'll run through the NBA games from last night quickly, and we'll see if we can make a little bit of money here in the NBA tonight. Unfortunately, no NFL games on, no Monday Night Football like we all know, so we'll have to win our money in the NBA, so we'll see if we can do that. So here we go, 10 minutes on the clock, next 10 minutes uninterrupted basketball talk of what just happened yesterday in the NBA while we were all watching, and man, oh man, just watching, being in the presence, just watching greatness on the NFL field, folks. It was just great. But here we go. Next 10 minutes, uninterrupted basketball talk of what just happened yesterday in the NBA, and the time starts right now. Alrighty, tons of games on in the NBA. So we got to go quickly. But to start here, we get to Grayson Allen is suspended for 1 game for the flagrant foul that caused Alex Caruso to fracture his wrist. Now, this is definitely, it needed to be, I mean, he can't keep getting away with this. We kind of were like, all right, this is a new Grayson Allen because we saw him so great in the beginning of the season, first 3 weeks of the season for the Bucks. So great contribution offensively, defensively, wasn't having these clownish acts. But then, it came back out this season a little bit later, a little bit of a trip, I think, on Derrick Rose that, he kind of pulled back on, but then the flagrant foul a couple of days ago on Alex Caruso. So they are suspending Grayson Allen for 1 game. I think they definitely need to stop this man. He's not fixing it himself. He's not causing these wild flagrant fouls that are out of the realm of basketball play. So this is needed right here, and hopefully he changes truly. But yes, a little disappointed on Grayson Allen that this is still a problem with this man, even though he's what do we got, 5 years with this man in the NBA? So still not cleaning it up. Suspension here. Hopefully he finally stops making careless, potentially dangerous plays. Alex Caruso fractured his wrist because he's flagrant fouling, not in the realm of basketball plays. So Grayson Allen suspended 1 game, definitely justified, and we agree. The Bucks didn't, but classic, they wouldn't. He's on their team. So Grayson Allen suspended 1 game. But here we go. All the games from last night. Here we go. Clippers at the Knicks. And well done for the Knicks here to get kind of back on track. This is a nice win for the Knicks here at this point in time. We know the Clippers aren't that great because they don't have Paul George, but this Knicks team was skidding, and this is a nice win overall. So RJ Barrett got it done. 28 points, 6 assists, 14 big old rebounds. Julius Randle, 24 points, 5 assists, 9 rebounds, getting it done. Their guard play, solid. Definitely could be better, but the forwards took it over, and we know the forwards are basically their main team. So Evan Fournier, 14 points. We'll co-sign that. That's good. That's a green flag. And then Alec Burks, 10 points as well. So they got it done. And then Cam Reddish made his debut, but only played 5 minutes. What's up with that, right? And I think the head coach for the Knicks, I'm blanking on his name, Tom Thibodeau. It doesn't seem like he's like urgent to play Cam Reddish at all. So we'll see how that goes. And then for the Clippers last night, Reggie Jackson got it done with 26 points, and Zubac down low, 17 points, 14 rebounds. That was really it. Once again, still no Paul George, so still no beatability on this Clippers team. Knicks get the win, 110-102. All right, then we get the Celtics at the Wizards, and all we have to talk about here is Jason Tatum dropping 51 11 points, folks. A nice 50-burger for Jason Tatum. 51 points, 7 assists, 10 rebounds on 63% shooting, 9 of 14 from the field. Absolutely fantastic. That's why they won the game, obviously. And then the Wizards, they lose because Kyle Kuzma and Bradley Beal put up a combined 20-something points, 31 points. Is that 51? No, it's not. So Wizards lose, folks, 116-87 to Jason Tatum's 50-point performance. All right, then we get the Lakers at the Heat, and the Lakers lose because this Heat team is full of what, folks? Dogs. What, folks? Dogs. Fantastic. Jimmy Butler and company getting it done once again with no Tyler Hero, with no Kyle Lowry, and this is just no problem here for the Heat. They win 113-107. Over the Lakers. Jimmy Butler, 20 points, 12 assists, 10 rebounds, triple-double. We know Jimmy Butler can facilitate the floor if they don't have Kyle Lowry. Once again, the bettability on the Heat is the highest of any team that we currently rank in the NBA, folks. So shout out to this Heat team still getting it done. And then Duncan Robinson, a huge performance needed, 25 points on 6 of 11 from 3. Duncan Robinson steps up. We don't love Duncan Robinson when everybody's healthy on this Heat team, but when they're missing players, Duncan Robinson does step up. So shout out to that. Duncan Robinson stepping it up when everybody's out. Jimmy Butler, always great. We know this. And then for the Lakers, LeBron James trying his damnedest, 33 points, 11 rebounds. Russell Westbrook, 24 points, 9 assists, 9 rebounds. He was only a -1 on the floor. LeBron was a -8. Okay. I know LeBron played like 8 more minutes, but still at the end of the day, decent production by Russell Westbrook. Everybody clowns him. Y'all know how we feel about it. We abstain from doing that. So Lakers lose 113-107 to the Heat. All right, next game up here quickly, we get the Bulls at the Magic, and what a win here for the Magic. Not just winning against a lackluster Bulls team like we know they are at the current moment, but everybody getting it done for this Magic team last night. Man, oh man, everybody scored besides Mo Bamba, but that was because he only played 6 minutes. Look at look at this production, top to bottom, starters bench. It was absolutely fantastic. So this could potentially be the turning point for the Magic that we have kind of been seeing a little glimpses of throughout the regular season, but they haven't really got it done. But this could be the turning point. So we're keeping a big eye on this Magic team. We would love this Magic team to be solid. We like this Magic team. We like these players, but they need to start winning games, and the win started last night. So we'll see. But look at all this production here. Let's start with the starters. Jalen Suggs, 15 points, 7 assists. Cole Anthony, 11 points, 5 assists. Mo Bamba, like we said, 0 points, but it was only for 6 minutes. Wendell Carter, 19 points, 7 rebounds, and Franz Wagner, 18 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. That's just the starters. And then we still got to talk about this bench. Moritz Wagner, 23 points, 4 assists. Chuma Okeke, 11 points, 7 rebounds. Ingus Brazidikis, folks, 11 points. Everybody truly getting it done. Big shout out to this Magic team. And then for the Bulls, Kobe White letting us down. He had 22 points. We love that. But the no assists, that's what we know we kind of knock Lonzo Ball for. Always kind of taking more shots than probably necessary for this Bulls team. And Kobe White, was getting that same production, more efficient than Lonzo Ball, and also getting the assists. So no assists by Kobe White last night. And that was truly what was lacklusting for this Bulls team overall and why they lost. They had 10 assists last night. 10 assists as a team, folks. The Magic had 31. That's the difference. So no ball movement by Kobe White. Little disappointed, but this is like the first time we've been disappointed by Kobe White. Maybe the second time. Second time I think we've been disappointed in Kobe White this season. So, this is not a big knock on Kobe White, but let's try to get it back on track so this doesn't become a thing. This Bulls team still has a chance to be good, even without Lonzo, even without Zach LaVine for the time being. But we need Kobe White to be the facilitator, definitely. Let DeMar DeRozan go to work like he did last night. 41 points. Start feeding him a little bit more. Feed Vucevic down low. We know he can. I mean, he can get it done. We know he can do that. 13 points, 13 rebounds. He took 19 shots. I mean, that was really a disappointing performance by Vucevic as well. Just not efficient at all. 21% on 19 shots. You're the big. What are you doing? What are you doing? So, a little bit of lackluster performance overall by this Bulls team, but big shout out to this Magic team. And the bettability is starting to get up there with this Magic team. And we'll see what their next couple of games are to see if there's good value or not. But we'll keep a big eye on this Magic team. Magic get the win, 114-95. All right, next game up here, Blazers at the Raptors, and the Blazers get the win, folks. And this is what we've been saying all year long. You've got to move off of Damian Lillard. Not because Damian Lillard is not good, he's fantastic, but because Anthony Simons runs this offense as good as Damian Lillard does. And the only thing that was different between Damian Lillard and Anthony Simons was that Damian Lillard was or is the clutchest NBA player that is in the NBA. So Anthony Simons is not that, but we did not get any sort of clutchness by Damian Lillard at all this season when he was healthy. So there's no difference between Anthony Simons and Damian Lillard anymore for this Blazers team. And McCollum and Simons, do they work a little bit better together than Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum? Yeah, I kind of think so. So Blazers, they missed it because now they missed their chance to trade Damian Lillard because he's injured now. Is anybody going to take it? Maybe. I would still probably trade for Damian Lillard to kind of build for the future here. But the Blazers kind of beefed it, and we'll see how they progress with that Damian Lillard situation moving forward. But here we go. Blazers win last night. Anthony Simons, 19 points, 5 assists. Well done. CJ McCollum, 19 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Once again, very well done. Nurkic doing his thing, 11 points, 11 rebounds. And then Nasir Little with another 19.7 rebounds to help out. And then for the Raptors, Fred VanVleet, no more 30-point games by this man. Still 19 points, which obviously is great. We'll take the 8 assists. We'll take the 5 steals. We'll take the 5 rebounds. Pascal Siakam, once again, another good game by him at the 5. We do like Siakam at the 5, folks. 28 points, 8 rebounds by the man. Led the team in points. 8 rebounds, fantastic, but just not enough to beat Anthony Simons and CJ McCollum. So Blazers get the win, 114-105. Then we get the Hawks at the Hornets, and the Hawks, hey, are they starting to turn the corner a little bit? 4th straight win here for the Hawks team. They get the win, 113-91 for the Hawks. We had Trae Young, 30 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Clint Capella at the 5, 7 points, 8 rebounds. We'll take that. And then DeAndre Hunter, a nice 20-piece to help out. And then for the Hornets, a little bit lackluster here. LaMelo Ball did his thing, 19 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. Miles Bridges, 19 points. And then Kelly Oubre Jr. and PJ Washington, both with 12 points off the bench here, but just a little bit short here by this Hawks team, and the Hawks get a huge win, 113-91. Bettability on this Hawks team is starting to rise as well. 4-game winning streak starting to turn that corner. We'll keep an eye on them. Alrighty, that is our 10 minutes, and we still got a couple of games to go over, so let's finish this out quickly here. Next game up, 76ers at the Spurs. 76ers get it done. It was a little bit of a close game here, so once again, we have to readjust the 76ers team, going through another little skid right here where they're not dominating teams that they should be dominating. I mean, they went close to the Spurs team, folks. I mean, they win by 6. It's still a win. We'll give them credit, but they win 115-109 over the Spurs. Shouldn't really be that close. Joel Embiid did his thing, 38 points, 12 rebounds. Tyrese Maxey, 18 points, 6 assists. Once again, Kobe White, you can score 18 points, but we need those 6 assists like we get with Tyrese Maxey. We love Tyrese Maxey. Y'all know that. So 76ers get it done. Charlie Brown Jr. as well. Let's shout out that man. Charlie Brown Jr., 7 points on 50% shooting. And then for the Spurs, Jacob Poeltl, the 5, the big, led the team in scoring, 25 points, 10 rebounds. DeJounte Murray, 19 points, 12 assists, 9 rebounds. DeJounte Murray is a star in this league, folks, and we'll see what the Spurs decide to do with him. Do they ruin his career by keeping him in San Antonio, or do they let him fly free and go somewhere? Because if DeJounte Murray was on the Lakers are championship contenders, but they got Russell Westbrook. We'll see what happens with that. 76ers get the win, 115-109. All right, then we get the Grizzlies at the Mavericks, and the Mavericks are a team that is truly back, folks. What are they? I think they're 8-2 in their last 10. Let's quickly update this, refresh this very quickly. The Dallas Mavericks, now the 5th seed in the Western Conference now. Jeez Louise. 8-2 in their last 10. Fantastic. So this team is officially back, and why they are back is a little bit, obviously Luka Doncic is back. Obviously that helps out, but Porzingis back playing the 5. Yes, stop playing the 4, Porzingis. Get your ass down low. And that's what has been going on here the last couple of games here, so we definitely endorse that. Luka Doncic, the 37 points, 9 assists, 11 rebounds. Porzingis at the 5, 15 points, 8 rebounds, getting it done. Fantastic. And then for the Grizzlies, little disappointed that they lost last night, but all right, they lose here and there. It's no big deal. This Grizzlies team is still great, we hope. John Morant, 35 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. Steven Adams down low, 11 rebounds. We'll take that. Just didn't have that kind of second great scoring superstar to rely on. Second leading scorer was DeAnthony Melton coming off the bench with 12 points on 31% shooting. So that's where they fell a little bit short last night in the scoring department. Grizzlies lose 104-91. Then we get the Nets at the Timberwolves, and the Timberwolves get the big ol' win here in the Big 3, folks. Get it done. Timberwolves win 136-125 over the Nets. The big 3 here for the Timberwolves: Karl Anthony Towns, 23 points, 7 rebounds. Anthony Edwards, 25 points. D'Angelo Russell, 23 points, 10 assists, all getting it done magnificently. And then for the Nets last night, unfortunately with the loss, they were on the road, so Kyrie Irving can play, and Kyrie Irving got it done. 30 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. James Harden out there, 13 points, 13 assists. And then Patty Mills, another great performance out that we need by this man. 21 points on 53% shooting on 15 shots. We'll take that. He put up 125 points, which you would expect to win the game by, but the Timberwolves were like, yeah, we see your offense, and we raise you even more offense, and they got it done 136-125. Now, unfortunate news here. We're hoping it's nothing serious. Anthony Edwards has a quote saying, quote, "I'm straight" after this, meaning he's good. So we're hoping it's nothing bad, but we see him collide knees in meaningless, minute left in the game when they're already up by double digits here. The game's over, but he bumps knees, and then he's hobbling off the floor. So we truly hope this is nothing serious. Anthony Edwards, obviously the best player on the Timberwolves. Fantastic athletic specimen of a man out there on the floor. So great, so explosive to watch. He's young, and we definitely think that this man could be a little bit, not the face of the league. Maybe he can. Maybe he could be kind of the next LeBron James face of the league, but definitely, a body of the league, if you want to go that. Maybe not the face, maybe it's the body. But either way, Anthony Edwards, a fantastic talent. Definitely need Anthony Edwards for this Timberwolves team to continue to be good and competitive in this league. So hoping nothing serious. So prayers up to this man. All right, last 2 games quickly. Here we go. Pistons at the Nuggets. Nuggets get the win 117-111. We know this Nuggets team can beat lackluster teams like the Pistons, so not the biggest win here for the Nuggets. Doesn't change our opinion, but a win is a win. We give them credit. Jokic, 34 points, 8 assists, 9 rebounds. Aaron Gordon, once again, only 13 points on 8 shots. You can't rely on this man for 20 points a game, like we know. But they did get nice scoring production from Will Barton, 14 points. We'll take Austin Rivers, 11 points. Like to see this man. Brent Forbes still getting it done off the bench, 12 points, 2 of 5 from the 3, and Zeke Naji, 12 points off the bench. And then for the Pistons, some great scoring production. Isaiah Stewart, 18 points. Cade Cunningham, 18 points. Corey Joseph, 18 points. And Trey Lyles, 18 points. They all 4 of them led the team in scoring with 18 points. Unfortunately, not enough to get it done for the Nuggets. And then the last game of the night here, Jazz at the Warriors. And the Warriors get the win against the Jazz, 94-92. Our man Bogdanovich with the chance to win the game. Down 2 points, 4 seconds left. Step back 3. three doesn't go. They get the tip up. That doesn't go either. And the Klay Thompson-less Warriors get it done over the Jazz. So shout out to that. Steph Curry only 13 points last night. He shot 25% on 20 shots, 1 of 13 from 3, and they still get the win over the Jazz? That's not a great look for that Jazz team. Jordan Poole, 20 points, getting it done. And when he fills in at that starting lineup with no Klay Thompson, the man gets it done. Jordan Poole, fantastic. And they also still did not have Draymond Green, and they still get a win here. This is not a great look for the Jazz, but we'll give them a little bit of a pass here. Don't want to see them continue to flounder. But Bojan Bogdanovic led the team in scoring, 21 points. Unfortunately, missed the game-winning three. No Donovan Mitchell last night, so Joe Ingles filling in for him in the starting lineup, 10 points on 40% shooting. Jordan Clarkson shooting 13 shots, 9 points, shooting 23% once again. Jordan Clarkson, classic Jordan Clarkson performance. And just come up a little bit short offensively. The Jazz, who, were the deepest team in the beginning of the season, a little bit of injury riddled as of late, COVID-19 as of late, and that's really kind of keeping their depth a little shorter than what we know it is. So, Warriors get a huge win here, 94-92 over the Jazz. Alrighty, that is all the NBA from last night. Now let's quickly see what we have on tap tonight in the NBA to see if we can make a little bit of money. Where is that great value? Only 4 games on tonight, so hopefully we can find some great value. Let's refresh these lines, get these lines up to date, and start seeing where that great value is tonight. So here we go. First game up, Knicks at the Cavs. Knicks on the back-to-back, so we're staying away from this one. Knicks plus 6.5, Cavs minus 6.5. Like we said, we don't bet back-to-backs. Derrick Rose is out. Kemba Walker's game-time decision. Expect him to play. And then for the Cavs, Rajon Rondo game-time decision. Would love to see him out there. And Lauri Markkanen is out. So staying away from this one. 6 line right here. Don't really think it's great value either way, even if you do bet back-to-backs. So we're truly staying away from this game in total. Next game up, we get the Bulls at the Thunder. Bulls on the back-to-back. We got to stay away from this game. Then we get the Pacers at the Pelicans. All right, Pacers plus 3, Pelicans minus 3 here at home. Let's see all the ins and outs here for the Pacers. TJ McCollum out, Malcolm Brogdon out, Karis LeVert is a game time decision, and Sabonis is out. Man, oh man. And we only have to swallow 3. I think I like it. But let's see who's out for the Pelicans. Devontae Graham, game time decision. Brandon Ingram out. Ooh, yeah, definitely got to stay away from this one. We like this Pelicans team, but we like them because of their kind of big 2 that they got. Valanciunas down low, Ingram, and Ingram being out. We got to stay away from this one. So not betting Pacers, Pelicans. And then we get the Jazz at the Suns, and the Jazz on the back-to-back. So we're not betting this one. Jazz plus 9, Suns minus 9. Not going to bet this one. Not going to swallow 9 here for the Suns. So overall, we are not endorsing anything tonight. We are going to abstain from betting tonight in the NBA and try to get back on track tomorrow with a lot of more games to kind of pick through. But back-to-backs, folks, we stay away from them. All right, so that is all the NBA we had to go over for today. So now let's shift gears to the NFL and start talking about one of the best weekends of football in NFL history, folks. I mean, all these games coming down to the wire, all drama-filled, all the great performances that we saw by these young, emerging, blooming, blossoming quarterbacks out here. And then we had the old guard, the Bradys, the Rodgers. Brady, he came back a little bit, but throughout the entirety of the game, a little lackluster. Aaron Rodgers got out to a hot start and then floundered like we always know Aaron Rodgers does. But we'll save the knocks till we get to that game because I'm going to go a little bit in on Aaron Rodgers, folks, all right? But let's start here with these games in order. So let's start with the first game up of the weekend. Bengals at the Titans. Close game all throughout. The return of Derrick Henry. We could not wait to watch him. And, we got him. They ran him. It's not like they were like, all right, well, he's out there, but we don't really want to utilize him. He had 20 rushes, which we could definitely appreciate here. But unfortunately, Ryan Tannehill, he's just not the guy, and it's truly unfortunate here. And it's even more unfortunate of how the interceptions happened from Ryan Tannehill because there was 3 of them, and that's kind of why they lost this game right here. So it's unfortunate for Ryan Tannehill. This is, we saw him in the AFC Championship game when he had to sling the ball over against the Chiefs, and that just didn't work out. They lose, and they've just been getting worse and worse and worse ever since then. Never returning to that AFC Championship game. So I think you've kind of reached your ceiling with Ryan Tannehill, and it's unfortunate. Let's just talk about these interceptions now, because all kind of tipped, but once again, a little bit of blame on Ryan Tannehill for some late throws that truly weren't open. So let's start here with these Ryan Tannehill interceptions. He has 3 of them, folks. First throw of the game is an interception. Let's take a quick look at this. Shout out to, once again, NFL.com. Their website's trash and Game Pass is trash, but every now and then they surprise us with something good, and these Saturday playoff games are already up for the All-22 film, so we give them credit for that, but everything else has been trash this year. But we digress. So here we go. First interception by Ryan Tannehill, the first play of the game. They're going to go play action, fake to Derrick Henry. Ryan Tannehill slings it over the middle of the field, and that's just an easy jump of a route there by the Bengals, and that's how they start the game, and the Bengals score 3 points off of that turnover. So right out of the gate, you lost all your home field advantage, you lost all your momentum, you lost all this. You put Ryan Tannehill in a little bit of a funk. When you have that interception, now you're kind of constantly doubting, hey, am I making the wrong decision here, all that. So that was already in his mind the first play of the game, and we have nobody to blame but Ryan Tannehill. This is not an open throw. I really don't know what he was looking at here, and this is what I got from Ryan Tannehill all game long. It just looked like pre-programmed mode. It didn't look like Ryan Tannehill was consciously making these passing decisions. It honestly just looked like he was a robot out there going through the motions, and that was really it. So like we said, I think you've really reached the peak here of what you can do with Ryan Tannehill. He's good, he's a game manager, all that, but when it comes deep in the playoffs, when it comes down to the big moments, the man just can't get it done, and that's just truly unfortunate out here. So we'll see what this Titans team does with Ryan Tannehill in the offseason. Mike Vrabel, he's a genius mind. You've got to keep him as the head coach. He's not the problem. The weapons really aren't the problem. The running backs we know aren't the problem. So the defense isn't even the problem. The Titans were lackluster scoring all game long, but they still kept it close and still kept the Titans in the game, even though Ryan Tannehill threw 3 interceptions. The Bengals didn't even score that much off of these turnovers. They still scored, but it wasn't like touchdown for 21 points off of those 3 turnovers. So we still give credit to this Titans defense. They still forced turnovers late in the game to kind of make up for the Ryan Tannehill interceptions. We'll watch the Joe Burrow interception that he threw. That was just a pick and a fantastic performance by the defender to literally dive all the way to the ground and basically catch it as the ball was hitting the ground. Controversial, but they called the interception on the field, and they had to kind of stand with that. We agreed with that decision overall of sticking with the call on the field. But that's Ryan Tannehill's first interception, first throw of the game. Bengals score 3 points off of it. Ryan Tannehill's next interception here coming in the third quarter, and once again, the defense steps up big. They force a 3-and-out after the turnover. But let's watch the interception right here and see how it happened. Ryan Tannehill in the red zone, and once again, do the Titans not listen to Takes by Fans? What's up with that? We've been shouting all week, hey, this Bengals defense, they lock up in the red zone, folks, and that's exactly what we get right here. Ryan Tannehill from the 10-yard line, down 10 points here, just tries to throw a screen, and it's a fantastic performance by the defender here for the Bengals to tip the ball up, stay with it, catch it, return it for a couple of yards. Ryan Tannehill making a pick six saving tackle, which I guess that's the best thing Ryan Tannehill did all game long. He didn't allow the defender to go pick six on him, so I guess we give Tannehill a little credit for that. But let's rewind on this drive here, because Mike Vrabel and this Titans coaching staff, yes, we give them credit for rushing Derrick Henry 20 times and only letting Ryan Tannehill throw the ball 24 times. This was not like Ryan Tannehill slung the ball 45 times this game, only held Derrick Henry to maybe 10, 15 rushes, and a big disparity between the run and the pass. No. This was real equal run and pass this entire game. So we give the Titans credit for that, but they did not utilize Derrick Henry when they needed needed to utilize Derrick Henry, and that was probably our biggest takeaway from the mistakes here that the Titans made offensively. They trusted a little bit too much in Ryan Tannehill, or they just tried to get a little too cute. And Colin puts it perfectly, folks. He says this a lot. Don't try to outthink the room. Don't try to always be the smartest person in the room, always trying to outthink them, trying to, play reverse psychology. No, you've got Derrick Henry. The Bengals know you're gonna run Derrick Henry. Just run Derrick Henry. Stop trying to get too cute with it. And we get the perfect example right here off the Ryan Tannehill interception in the red zone. Because on this drive, this is a drive leading up to Ryan Tannehill's second interception that we just saw. This is the drive, starting at their own 25-yard line, 9-yard run by Derrick Henry. Shout out to the king, folks, 9 yards, love it. Then we get a 3-yard run by Derrick Henry. All right, but then he's right back, 9-yard run. So we get 9-yard run, 3-yard run, 9-yard run, and then they switch it up to D'Onta Foreman, who rips off a big 45-yarder, and that's another thing that I didn't love that the Titans did. D'Onta Foreman was getting it every single time he was touching the ball, but they only gave him 4 rushes. So all those kind of trick plays, all those kind of, hey, we're going to kind of go reverse psychology. Oh, you think we're going to run? Well, we're not going to run. But the Bengals were like, all right, if you don't run, we're going to stop it, because what is Ryan Tannehill going to do? So the outsmarting the room just did not work here by the Titans if that's what they were going for. And it truly looked like that's what they were going for, because once again, going back to this, 9-yard run, 3-yard run, 9-yard run, 45-yard run by D'Onta Foreman sets them up at the 10-yard line. And instead of just once again sticking with the running game, it got you there. It literally got you there. 9 runs up, 9 yards, 3 yards, 9 yards, 45-yard run through those 4 plays. And then you go with Ryan Tannehill slinging the ball on a screen pass in the red zone. You've already got them playing up because you're gouging them in the run game. So these Bengals defenders are pressing up now, but then you throw a quick screen. That doesn't seem like the best play calling there. Once again, trying to outthink the room a little bit here on this play calling. Stick with what you do well, which is running the ball with Derrick Henry, especially in the red zone, especially against the Bengals defense that clamps up big time in the red zone. Did they not watch the film last week against the Raiders where they were settling for field goals every single drive by the Raiders because they could not get it done in the red zone? So I didn't really like it there. And then a little bit later, once again, questioning play calling here of trying to outsmart the room a little bit, heading to the 4th quarter on their turnover on downs. We get a third and 1 at the Bengals 35-yard line. The game is tied with 8 minutes left. You have guaranteed maybe kind of 3 points here if you pick up the first down. Maybe you can kind of kick the field goal here from the 35-yard line. Would have been a little bit of a long field goal here, but you're at home. Why not take the shot here? Regardless, it's a tie game. And what do you do here on 3rd and 1? Once again, 3rd and 1, you run Derrick Henry. 1 yard, you run Derrick Henry. I don't give a damn if it's 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, 4th and run. You run Derrick Henry and live and die by that result. But they run with Ryan Tannehill. They do a little bit of a read option on 3rd and 1. Ryan Tannehill from the shotgun. So now you have to run 6 yards. You made a 3rd and 1, a 3rd and 6, 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter, tie game. What is this play calling? Trying to outsmart the room. Stop it. You've got Derrick Henry. Utilize them. So they run it on 3rd and 1. Ryan Tannehill keeps it for some reason, and Ryan Tannehill did not look fast here, and he gets brought down. That brings up the 4th and 1, and then they run Derrick Henry. But no, I mean, this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna sell out run to Derrick Henry, because what else are you going to do on 4th and 1? You need Derrick Henry right here. So you could have run it on 3rd and 1 with Derrick Henry, and then 4th and 1. I'm sure he would have picked up 3rd and 1, but if not, he definitely picks up 4th and 1. But here we go, 4th and 1 right here. Should have given them 2 chances to run with it. They run with Derrick Henry. The Bengals play it perfectly. They knew it was coming that time, because what else are you doing on 4th and 1? So even if you just reverse the plays on 3rd and 1, run Derrick Henry, and then on 4th and 1, if you're still gonna go for it, not getting it on 3rd and 1, rushing Derrick Henry, then you break out the kind of play action read option with Ryan Tannehill. But you don't do it on 3rd and 1 and then go to Derrick Henry on 4th and 1. They kind of reverse the plays right right there, trying to once again outsmart the room. So I really think those two plays right there of trusting Ryan Tannehill too much, we've seen him not. When you had to trust him a few years ago in the AFC Championship game, he could not get it done. This is Derrick Henry's team. This is not Ryan Tannehill's team. Ryan Tannehill is a game manager, a little bit better than Baker Mayfield. Are you trusting Baker Mayfield in these big spots? Of course not. So really disappointed in the Titans for trusting Ryan Tannehill a tad too much in these key situations that truly hurt him in the end. And then we get the biggest beef here by Ryan Tannehill, which is literally the game-losing interception number 3. Once again, tie game with 28 seconds left here. It's basically the Titans, they don't pick it up here. They don't pick up the 3rd and 5 at the 40-yard line. Then you punt the ball, and you're most likely heading into overtime. Most likely. But Ryan Tannehill tries to get a little too cute here on 3rd and 5. Let's watch the play right here. Dropping back to pass. Gonna fire it over the middle. Receiver can't catch it. Great defense by Eli Apple, the cornerback for the Bengals, all over the receiver right here. Pops the ball up, and that's an easy interception for this Bengals team. They take over. 20 seconds left at the 50-yard line. Tie game, and we all know the rest is history. Big old kick here by the rookie kicker by the Bengals, and we gotta shout out this dude. What is it? Evan McPherson getting it done. 52-yard banger right down the middle. This man was knocking them through all game long confidently. Weren't they all big? The game winner, 52 yards. Let's go to these other field goals he made throughout this game. I think they only scored one touchdown, everything else a field goal here, kind of like what the Raiders did last week. So, this is another topic for discussion. Bengals having to face this Chiefs team, which we like this Bengals team and Joe Burrow and all that and Jamar Chase, but did you see what Josh Allen had to do to lose? Did you see what Josh Allen had to do to lose the game? So it's going to be definitely a lot of pressure on this Bengals team, and they must play flawlessly. The Bills played flawlessly up until the last 13 seconds. So even if you take 13 seconds off from being flawless, you're gonna lose. So the Bengals truly are gonna have to step up big time next week. But that's a discussion for a little bit later in the week, folks, okay? Back to these field goals here by this Bengals team. Here we go. 54-yard field goal good, 45-yard field goal good, 38-yard field goal good. So this man was knocking them through all game long, confident. There's a quote going around, true or not true. It's still a confident, swaggy quote here by the rookie kicker. Joe Burrow was like, he just kind of turned to me. He did a little bit of a leg sweeping motion and said, well, I guess we're going to the AFC Championship game. Then marched down the field, bang through the 52-yarder, and yeah, they are going to the AFC Championship game. So shout out to the Bengals for the big ol' win here. Shout out to the rookie kicker for a big time spot on the road, hostile territory, 52-yarder. You know how many veteran kickers can't make that clutch 52-yard kick, folks? Okay. And here's the rookie banging it through, no problem. So, back to the Titans here, just to kind of close this out. Ryan Tannehill being very unclutched. This is why you must move off of him. It's unfortunate. You've given him plenty of chances here. I mean, how many more playoff games do we need to see this man flounder in? I mean, we've already seen 3 big ones. We've seen the championship game. We've seen divisional. Did we see wild card last year? A little flounder job? Either way, Ryan Tannehill has just proven he just can't get it done in the big games. Hey, he can get you the number 1 seed. He can be real good. He can get you wins in the regular season and all that, but when the time comes to outperform Joe Burrow, couldn't even outperform Joe Burrow, and that's not a knock on Joe Burrow. I'm just talking about Joe Burrow is his second year in, coming off of a catastrophic injury, and he's still beating that ass here on the road in your home stadium. So, and with the great talent here of the quarterbacks here in the AFC, just Ryan Tannehill is not going to get it done, and I'm a little, worried for Tua and these other smaller quarterbacks. Once again, we're keeping track of that narrative heading into this offseason. These shorter quarterback folks in this AFC, the AFC is guaranteed 15 years by Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. Maybe Lamar Jackson gets in a year, and maybe Trevor Lawrence can compete for a year. But other than that, if you don't got that big, strong, tall quarterback with the big arm, tall that can see over the line, I don't know if any of these other shorter quarterbacks are getting to the AFC Championship game. So Ryan Tannehill, not as clutch as these younger quarterbacks are, and you may have to make the move. I think you do. So we'll see what happens here. Let's close out the stats here for the Titans, and then we'll shift gears to the Bengals and start talking about them a little bit. So here we go. Ryan Tannehill goes 15 of 24, folks. 15 of 24 for 62% completion percentage, just below of what we like, 63%. But once again, only throwing the ball 24 times, rushing with Derrick Henry 20 times. It was real well balanced. It's just when they decided to go with Ryan Tannehill and trust Ryan Tannehill over Derrick Henry, that's where we had the biggest issue with how the Titans called the game here. So Tannehill, 62% completion percentage. He had 220 yards. I'll give him a little credit for that. 1 touchdown, the 3 interceptions, all of them his fault. Yes, I know they were kind of tipped, but, throwing them late, not seeing that kind of corner rush at the 10-yard line, just not being able to get the ball around that. And we saw Patrick Mahomes kind of sidearm a ball underneath Bill's hand, and then Tyreek diving to the ground to catch it. I mean, that's the plays you're going to have to make. Ryan Tannehill kind of being robotic right there, just turning and throwing regardless of what was there, regardless of who was there, regardless of what the look he had. He was just going to throw it, and I understand that's the play, but maybe pump fake, get him up, and then throw it. Yeah, the screen's going to be late, but, it's better than the interception and no points. So it was just Ryan Tannehill. He looked the worst I've ever seen him play. Big time disappointed in the man. So the 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, no good. All right, the running backs here. D'Onta Foreman, 4 rushes for 66 yards. 45 came off of 1 run, but the other runs were still getting it done pretty solidly, and a nice switch up from Derrick Henry. Big beefy D'Onta Foreman can kind of rip it off a little bit quicker from the get-go than Derrick Henry. We know Derrick Henry's fast, but D'Onta Foreman, a little bit more acceleration there, and that's why he had a little bit of success on the changeup. And then Derrick Henry, 20 rushes. Love that. They didn't kind of, put him in a bottle here since the injury and all that, so we give him credit for that. 20 rushes for 62 yards. He scored a touchdown. Love seeing that. They got Wildcat. Once again, you could have gone Wildcat at the 10-yard line instead of having Ryan Tannehill throw a screen. I know they, hindsight, obviously all that. We get it, folks, but just big time disappointed in the decision-making, the play calling here for this Titans team. That was their downfall. All right, then these receivers, A.J. Brown got it done. 5 catches, 142 yards, a touchdown. Julio Jones, 6 catches, 62 yards. And once again, Ryan Tannehill was actively utilizing his playmaker, so that is the green flag to Ryan Tannehill's credit. We give him credit to that. And then Dontrell Hilliard, 3 catches for 13 yards. Only 3 kind of receivers had a catch. Chester Rodgers had a catch for 3 yards as well, but that's not that meaningful. So, everybody for the Titans, man, I don't know. Where do you go from here? That's going to be the question. Where do the Titans go from here? And I think when we're just looking at, who's the weakest link, it's unfortunate. It must be Ryan Tannehill. And for that, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. All right, now let's switch gears to the team that won the game, the Bengals. Man, oh man, Joe Burrow just keeps getting better and better. Man, oh man, the man was slinging the ball around again this game here, folks. Joe Burrow goes 28 of 37. Let's get that completion up here quickly. 28 of 37, 75% completion percentage. How fantastic right there. Accurate, efficient, 348 yards, not dinking and dunking, taking his shots, all that. No touchdown, which is going to be a little concerning here, having to go play Kansas City in Kansas City. We just saw what we saw last night, Bills at the Chiefs, and Joe Burrow is going to have to play at that level and then some. So that's going to be kind of the big discussion here. Can this Bengals team get it done? And can this Bengals defense kind of close out a game like the Bills defense couldn't, the number 1 defense couldn't do? We'll try to save all that till when we get to the game here, but it's starting to leak out a little bit. But the Bengals, very well done by Joe Burrow. The running game, it was okay. Joe Mixon, 14 rushes for 54 yards and a touchdown. Joe Burrow took off twice for 5 yards. Chris Evans had a rush for 4 yards. Jamar Chase ran once for 2 yards. So they really didn't utilize any of the run game, just stuck with Joe Burrow, and I've got no problem with that. We know Joe Mixon's great, don't get us wrong here, but I'm going to put the ball in Joe Burrow's hand. Like I'm going to put the ball in Derrick Henry's hands over Ryan Tannehill, I'm going to put the ball in Joe Burrow's hands over Joe Mixon. No knock on Joe Mixon, but it's Joey B out here. We're going to live and die by him. So rushing game was okay. He scored a touchdown. We'll give Joe Mixon credit for that. And then who was Joe Burrow slinging the ball to? Well, no surprise here. Jamar Chase, 5 catches, 109 yards, getting it done. T. Higgins, 7 catches, 96 yards. C.J. Uzomah, 7 catches, 71 yards. Joe Mixon in the receiving game, 6 catches, 51 yards. And then Tyler Boyd, 2 catches for 17 yards. So Joe Burrow utilizing all of his great receivers. The Bengals are still, prioritizing Jamar Chase and all that. Not forgetting about T. Higgins. Love seeing that. So this Bengals team and Zach Taylor, folks, you got to give them credit for just sticking to it, living and dying by their aggressiveness, living and dying by what has worked this entire year. And for that, we got to give them credit for sticking to what you've done and what has been successful this year, not changing it up, not kind of getting a little kind of, too big brain here. Like we just said, the Titans kind of trying to outsmart the room here. The Bengals weren't doing that. We're going to rely on our defense and Joe Burrow, and that's going to be it. We lose. It's going to be unfortunate, but, we're not going to switch anything up here. We're going to do what got us here. And for that, a ton of credit to Zach Taylor for keeping calm in this situation. And once again, Joe Burrow coming back off that injury. What a performance just to get to this spot. Damn, Joe Burrow, so much credit needs to be thrown this man's way. So yeah, everybody was getting it done here for this Bengals team, and what makes it so much more impressive here by Joe Burrow, this man was getting sacked like a rag doll out here, and that's going to be something, for our Wednesday film study. Joe Burrow, you're gonna have to get the ball out of your hands. We'll dissect it a little bit more in depth on Wednesday. Was it Joe Burrow just hanging in the pocket too long? Did he have no time to throw? Was there nobody open, or was he just missing wide open reads that he just wasn't seeing and not trusting? So once again, the Bengals, yes, they're great, and I want to kind of root for them and kind of talk them up as much as we can, but, the Chiefs are a little bit of a different animal, and they're going to make Joe Burrow pay for not letting go of the ball. I mean, you saw Josh Allen running for his life, buying all the time. Joe Burrow, can you do that? Can you keep doing that the entire game and put up 36 points and keep, touchdowns up and, score in 13 seconds and all that? So it's gonna be tough for this Bengals team. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it is gonna be tough. I mean, look at all these sacks here. Jeffrey Simmons for the Titans, 3 sacks, 3 tackle for losses. David Long, a sack. Harold Landry, a sack and a half. Bud Dupree, a sack. Danico Autry, a sack and a half. Kyle Pecco, a half a sack. Naquan Jones, a half a sack. The man got sacked, 9 times, and still was getting up and still threw the ball for 348 yards and still had the accuracy. That is a warrior. That is the heart of a lion. And for that reason, we give the Bengals a chance to win this week coming up against Kansas City. So Bengals get the big old win here, 19-16, and then after the game here, we get some quotes. Which one do I want to read? We can go here. Yeah, let's go here. Joe Burrow, a quote saying, "I'm tired of the underdog narrative. We're a really good team, and we're here to make noise." So for that, the confidence, we absolutely love it. Yeah, truly, I mean, this Bengals team really should not be kind of underdog narratives. And, the +4 that you could have gotten, that was, obviously, we know hindsight, but, I mean, those 4 points, how fantastic. That was definitely the play this weekend. But, Joe Burrow and this Bengals defense, they really should not be underdogs, but maybe they do have to be underdogs for this game coming up against the Chiefs. So Joe Burrow's confident. Zach Taylor's also confident as well, and we'll see how this confidence heads into this week coming up against the Chiefs. I'm sure it's still going to be there. And then for our final time that we can watch Derrick Henry, they stole Derrick Henry from us for 10 weeks in the regular season. We got him back, and then they snatch him right back up. Unfortunately, no more Derrick Henry. We can't watch a daily Derrick anymore to get us prepared to watch Derrick Henry in the playoffs. So for the final time this season, the King, we bid you farewell with his one lone touchdown score. Here it is, 6-0, second quarter. Derrick Henry in the Wildcat from the shotgun, first and goal from the 3-yard line. Derrick Henry direct snap, untouched into the end zone right here. Once again, why did you not do that from the 10-yard line? Why did you trust Ryan Tannehill to throw a screen pass. You can't trust this man to throw a screen pass. You can't even trust him to do that. So, Derrick Henry, the king, it's been absolutely phenomenal watching you this season. It's been absolutely phenomenal having your face behind me all season long here. But we must bid the king adieu and crown not a new king, because they'll always have that, but there are 4 other teams that we do have to kind of celebrate a little bit more since they got the win, unfortunately. So Derrick Henry, we tip the cap to thee, we love thee, and we will see you next year. Bengals get the win 19-16. All right, next game up here is the 49ers at the Packers, and folks, there's a reason to our madness, folks. Why do you think this offseason we went back and watched every single Aaron Rodgers playoff performance, graded his individual performance, and our results were, folks, nothing great. We saw him flounder time and time again. We were giving him 25 out of 100, 50 out of 100. I think our lowest was 5 out of 100 credit points for most of his playoff performances right here. And what did we get this time? Another stinker by y'all's greatest of all time, by y'all's MVP of this season, Aaron Rodgers. The man is not, he's great, folks. Don't get us wrong. The man slings the ball around beautifully, but for the clutch ability, for the kind of, just being dominant, play in, play out, taking the chances here, the man did not get it done. 10 points? 10 points. Even Tom Brady got out to a rough start, but made it a game, tied the game at one point, almost forced overtime. Aaron Rodgers did nothing of the sort. 10 points. That's it. 10 points. 10 points by Aaron Rodgers. Hey, Aaron Rodgers, folks, he's not clutchy. There's no way you can count this man as the greatest of all time. The greatest of all time flounders and stalls in the playoffs? That's the greatest of all time? That's the best the NFL has to offer? Time and time again, not getting it done? Patrick Mahomes is like a quarter of this man's age, and he's getting it done in the playoffs 4 straight times in a row. The man is hosting 4 straight AFC championship games, has gone back-to-back Super Bowls, already has won, so already has the accolades, even better than Aaron Rodgers because he's been to multiple, has won 1 and has been to 2. So Aaron Rodgers isn't even better than Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, and Patrick Mahomes still has 15 years to play. So please spare me with the greatest quarterback of all time arguments of Aaron Rodgers. This one truly wraps it up. There is no more debate. I don't want to hear any. You hear me? Y'all hear me out there? I don't want to hear any more debating. It's done. It's close. The next debate is it going to be Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady is the greatest of all time? Aaron Rodgers is now falling down to at maximum number 3 greatest of all time. And I think I put Drew Brees at number 3 greatest of all time. Honestly, that's just me. So at maximum for me at the current moment, Aaron Rodgers is number 4 greatest quarterback of all time. So y'all can bump him up to 3, but I don't want y'all to put him even close to 2 or even remotely sniffing that number 1 spot. Do y'all understand me? Alrighty? Aaron Rodgers is the most unclutch playoff performing quarterback that's so gosh dang great, highly regarded. He's the worst quarterback in that category of all time. We can find you can't really count Aaron Rodgers as the worst quarterback of all time in any category except the one that we just said right there. So, great quarterbacks floundering in playoff performances. That's the best quarterback of all time. That's Aaron Rodgers. But that was a little convoluted. But let's just get back to the basics here. Aaron Rodgers is unclutch in the playoffs. I think we can all agree on that. In this, losing to Jimmy Garoppolo at home, 0-4 against the 49ers in the playoffs. Come on. And that Aaron Rodgers, that clip has been floating around all weekend long. On draft day, Aaron Rodgers being questioned, hey, are you upset that the 49ers, that you aren't a 49er? And Aaron Rodgers with the smugness that he's always always had. He's had it as a rookie, a pre-draft rookie. Aaron Rodgers smiling and be like, well, not as sorry as the 49ers for not drafting me, something along those lines. So classic Aaron Rodgers, always smug, always a talk. This was his big year. He came out of his shell. He went against the NFL saying, hey, I'm not getting vaccinated. Okay, I don't care, choice. I actually respected Aaron Rodgers for truly doing that. But, coming out of his shell, even the interview that they showed pregame of Aaron Rodgers kind of saying, everybody thought I was an enigma, so I decided to kind of, talk about my personal life more. It's like Aaron Rodgers wanted this to be the big year. You can't tell me Aaron Rodgers didn't want this year to be the year, his year, winning a Super Bowl, then leaving Green Bay and being like, well, you could have had more. You could have had more if you treated me right and you got me the help and you got me the coach. You could have had more. Well, I'm going to kind of walk off, maybe not into the sunset of retiring, but I'm going to take my talents to another team and do the old TB12 thing, win a ring first year with the new team. You can't tell me that was not Aaron Rodgers' goal. You cannot tell me that. And even if you do tell me that, I'm not believing you because I watched this man. We talked about this man. We broke down this man all year long, off season, training camp, OTAs, all that, regular season, postseason, all that. We've been talking about this man. This man wanted this moment to be the ultimate fuck you to the Packers, the organization, maybe a little bit of the fan base, maybe a little bit, maybe not totally the fan base, but overall the organization. I'm out of here with the ring. Yeah, you could have had more than two, but y'all didn't treat me right, so I'm out of here. I'm winning a ring, and then maybe the ultimate flex Aaron Rodgers may be planning to do, win the Super Bowl, and then in the post-game press conference saying, I'm leaving, and then just gets up and walks off the stage, and that's it. That's how he leaves. I'm sure Aaron Rodgers wanted something along that line, okay? And it all is for naught. He's got the biggest egg on his face right here. 10 points. 10 points and 7 came on the very first drive. 7 of your points came on the very first drive, and this man can't get it done for the rest of the game? Come on. Come on. Come on. Spare me, please. Aaron Rodgers, greatest of all time. Come on. Y'all are crazy for saying that. Oh, man. Whew. So, that's Aaron Rodgers for you. If that's your greatest of all time, I'll let y'all have that. I'm not the gatekeeper of thought and the gatekeeper of takes. Y'all can have the take. Y'all can actively say Aaron Rodgers is the greatest of all time. But if that's your greatest of all time, that's yours. That's yours. That's y'all's hero. That's y'all's greatest of all time. We don't play around with that over here. No. I want to see rings. I want to see wins. And I got 2 great quarterbacks, Tom Brady, and coming up right behind him, Patrick Mahomes. So, that's Aaron Rodgers, yeah? Yeah, we all on this. Are we all on the same? Can we all finally be on the same page as Aaron Rodgers? That's what I want really more than anything. Can we all just be open and honest and on the same page about Aaron Rodgers? Please. Yes, his arm talent wise alone. Yes, maybe the best quarterback of all time. But we still have to watch Patrick Mahomes because that arm is still crazy, folks. So that's it. That's the only thing Aaron Rodgers has on maybe any quarterback at the current moment, but we still have to kind of check in 5-10 years with Patty Mahomes being absolutely magnificent. And the way that Josh Allen's been playing, the man's only been good for 2 years, so we still got a lot more out of that man. So Aaron Rodgers, I just gotta laugh at the dude. How clownish, clown Aaron Rodgers. This is no more turtle Aaron Rodgers. We got clown, egg on the face Aaron Rodgers. That's the canvas for next year if he decides to keep playing. Clown, egg face Aaron Rodgers. Alrighty, let's take a deep breath here, and we're definitely breaking this man down in our Wednesday film study. We're not going to be able to get to it now, but we will watch this man on all these punts. I mean, this is how the drives went, folks, for the Packers. Touchdown, fumble, and this truly turned the course of the game right here. They were driving, Packers were driving, everything was going good. And then Mercedes Lewis, who had the great block a couple of plays before this to kind of, was it to help the touchdown? Whatever it was. Yeah, I think it was to help the touchdown. Mercedes Lewis helped out on this touchdown run, 2nd and 5. And once again, they didn't ask Aaron Rodgers to get the touchdown in the red zone. They relied on the running game. So who do they really trust? But we digress on that. So yeah, Mercedes Lewis helping out on that touchdown run, looking great. And I almost tweeted out the OG's tight end showing out here in the playoffs. And I'm glad I didn't, because Mercedes Lewis fumbles the ball right here, and that just causes the complete 180 game script here by the Packers. Fumbles on the 42-yard line of the 49ers, and then after that fumble, we get punt, end of half, punt, field goal. Aaron Rodgers not being able to clutch it up in the red zone. How many times have we seen that in the red zone? How many times have we seen that in the playoffs? So many times. And once again, we'll have to break this down on Wednesday. See, was it open? Is Aaron Rodgers truly being trashed? We'll dissect it a little bit more in our Wednesday film study show. But they get the field goal and then the block punt. The special teams truly beefed it for the Packers. Yes, the special teams beefed it for the Packers, but we still have to put blame on Aaron Rodgers for not doing anything for the entire game. And then the 49ers hanging around here. Jimmy Garoppolo makes some big time throws here. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. Tie game. Starting at their own 29-yard line. Tie game, so they only need a field goal. Jimmy Garoppolo, 12-yard pass. This is the final drive here by the 49ers. 12-yard pass by Jimmy Garoppolo. Great. He stepped it up here. 4-yard run, 14-yard pass to Deebo Samuel. Big time. We know Deebo Samuel's fantastic here, but give Jimmy Garoppolo some credit of making the play. 3-yard run for no gain. 9-yard run, 1-yard run, 1-yard run, just to kind of run off the clock there, and then kick the game-winning walk-off field goal in Lambeau on the road to upset the greatest quarterback of all time, Aaron Rodgers, on another game against the 49ers. 0-4 against this team in the playoffs. How unfortunate. The true kryptonite of Aaron Rodgers. Does Tom Brady have a kryptonite? Eli Manning? But he still overcame Eli Manning. I mean, he lost to him twice in the Super Bowl, but he actually got to the Super Bowl, then lost to them by kind of, I don't want to call them lucky, but some wild throws. That's Tom Brady's one lone kryptonite. Eli Manning not getting lucky, but making some crazy throws. Was there any crazy, quote, lucky plays here by the 49ers to block punt? Do we count that as lucky? I don't know. But either way, Aaron Rodgers not getting it done here, and I think we have to give a little bit of credit to Jimmy Garoppolo. A little credit, not a lot of credit. I mean, we're not going, overboard on Jimmy Garoppolo, but, to stay cool, calm, collected in that scenario, completed 2 for 2 on that game-winning drive for 20-plus yards. It's solid. That's some solid work right there. All right, so let's start breaking down some stats right here. How did it look here in the stat department? Aaron Rodgers goes 20 of 29 here, 68% completion percentage. Yeah, once again, the numbers are good. Optically, Aaron Rodgers is always good. We get it, folks. 225 yards, no touchdowns. That's the biggest glaring. I mean, we can't avoid that, folks. Josh Allen has like 14 touchdowns in the postseason. It's fantastic. So Aaron Rodgers, 225 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Aaron Jones, 12 rushes for 41 yards. A.J. Dillon, 7 rushes for 25 yards and a touchdown. So running back by committee was pretty good. All right, who was Aaron Rodgers slinging the ball to? Leading receiver was Aaron Jones, the running back. So Aaron Rodgers is dunking in the playoffs now. Interesting. 9 catches for Aaron Jones for 129 yards. Then we had Devontae Adams, 9 catches for 90 yards. And then Alan Lazard, 1 catch for 6 yards. We had 3 receivers touching the ball here. All right, that's Aaron Rodgers only going to Devontae Adams, only going to Aaron Jones. So what is that? Not airing it out, not going downfield, not testing the defense. I get it was cold, but Aaron Rodgers is the greatest thrower of the football ever, and he wasn't airing it out. And once again, everybody loves to give Aaron Rodgers the MVP this season because he keeps the interceptions down. He doesn't throw the interceptions, but do y'all understand what that means? Like, when people throw interceptions, it's usually because, yes, there's some trash throws and all that. We just saw them by Ryan Tannehill. But for the most part, it's trying to take the deep shot. It's trying to be a little aggressive, trying to make a throw that, could go either way, but still taking it upon yourself to put it in the best spot that you can, to give your receiver the best shot, to give your team a chance to move the ball in order to put up points, in order to win the game. Aaron Rodgers doesn't take those chances because he knows interceptions are the biggest black mark on a quarterback's resume that there is. Completion percentage can be explained away. Poor yards can be explained away, but interceptions, no, that's on you right there. You turned over the ball. You gave the other team an extra possession. Aaron Rodgers knows this, folks. Why do you think Aaron Rodgers is the only quarterback that is throwing all these kind of 5 or less interceptions in an entire season? Why do you think Tom Brady doesn't have? I think Tom Brady's least interception season is 0 when he got injured for the year, folks. Other than that, it's like 10. Maybe 10 is his lowest. But how many Super Bowl rings does Tom Brady have? Because he takes the chances. He takes the shot. You risk it for the biscuit. Aaron Rodgers doesn't risk it. And how many biscuits does he have, folks? 1. How many times has he been to the biscuit store? Once. Tom Brady risks it. How many biscuits does Tom Brady have? 7? 8? 9? I've lost count because he's got so many. How many times has he been to the biscuit store, folks? Like 11, 10. I mean, double-digit Super Bowl appearances almost, I think. Once again, the numbers are so crazy, folks. I can't even keep up with Tom Brady. I think it's 9 wins, 11 appearances. He's got 3 losses, so 8 wins, 11 appearances, 9 wins, 12 appearances, whatever it is. It's wild. I think, I forgot which one of the announcers. I want to say Chris Collinsworth, I think it was Chris Collinsworth this weekend, saying Tom Brady has like 3 full seasons of playoff games alone. Do you know how absurd that is, folks? Risk it for the biscuit. Tom Brady, interception numbers. That's what we're trying to get up here. Let's get that up quickly. Aaron Rodgers doesn't risk it, and Aaron Rodgers is not a leader. I do not care what y'all say. After that fumble by Mercedes Lewis, did you see the look by Aaron Rodgers? Was Aaron Rodgers on the sideline pumping up his teammates, being like, all right, we're going to get it back. Hey, that's fine. We still moved the ball on that drive. We just had an unfortunate error. They did not drive the ball for the rest of the game besides one drive where they scored points on. That was it. So please spare me. There's more than just throwing the ball at the quarterback position. You must be the leader. You must be the leader. You must take the chances. You're Aaron Rodgers. You're too good to just throw balls away and avoid interceptions because it's going to look bad on you at the end of the day. You know what also looks bad on you, Aaron Rodgers, is that the fact that you've only been to 1 Super Bowl. I don't give a damn if Aaron Rodgers has thrown 1,000 interceptions. I don't give a damn if he threw 1,000 interceptions but won 10 Super Bowls. I'm going to call that man the greatest quarterback of all time. If Aaron Rodgers had 1 touchdown pass, 1,000 interceptions, but still somehow won 10 Super Bowls, greatest quarterback of all time. I do not care. Tom Brady, we've got the numbers. Here we go. Tom Brady's interception numbers. Here we go. We're just going to rattle them off from his first year in 2001 all the way up to this season. 12, 14, 12, 14, 14, 12, 8. Oh my goodness. He threw 8 a season. Did they win the Super Bowl in 2007? I think they did win the Super Bowl here. Let's see. They lost the Super Bowl. They lost in the Super Bowl, and he threw 8 interceptions. Didn't risk it enough for the biscuit. Alrighty, here we go. 0 interceptions because he got injured. That was his torn ACL, something like that season. Unfortunate there. They still were second in the division, but whatever. 13 interceptions. 4 interceptions in 2010. Did they win the Super Bowl in 2010? Let's quickly check. 4 interceptions here. Lost in the divisional round. Aaron Rodgers, 4 or 5 interceptions this season. Lost in the divisional round. Low number of interceptions mean nothing, folks. Nothing. 12 interceptions, 8 interceptions, 11 interceptions, 9 interceptions, 7, 2. He only played 12 games that time. 8, 11, 8, 12, 12. So he started to kind of, clean up the interception numbers at the back end of his career after he already won multiple Super Bowls, folks. So Aaron Rodgers, all right, you go out and get 2 more rings, then go out and throw 1 interception, and we'll give you all the love that you want. But let's get the rings first, and then worry about the stats, and then worry about, how I fare at the greatest of all time argument. Okay, Aaron, Damn, Aaron Rodgers, folks, come on. Big flounder job here. Unforgivable, and we'll always remember this moment right here, Aaron. I will never forget this moment. Do you understand me, Aaron Rodgers? I will never forget this day. I will never forget this game. You are a bum. Bum Aaron Rodgers. I'm done. Clown, egg on his face, Rodgers. Done with the man. Man, unclutch. Get it done, dude. Can you get it done? Can you, Aaron? Can you get it done single-handedly? Because I know 4 other quarterbacks that can right now. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and I'm giving it to Joe Burrow. I'm taking Joe Burrow over Aaron Rodgers any day of the week in the playoffs. Give me Joe Burrow already. I've seen enough. Aaron Rodgers, goodbye, retire. We do not care. I love how Aaron Rodgers is so cryptic. I guess can we head to that now? We still got to break down the 49ers. 49ers didn't do anything great. They didn't do anything good. The special teams won them the game here. Let's finish this up because I'm going to get right back to Aaron Rodgers. But Jimmy Garoppolo, 11 of 19, 131 yards, no touchdown, an interception here. He did clutch it up on that last drive. I'll give him credit for that. Elijah Mitchell, Deebo Samuel, Elijah Mitchell, 12 rushes for 53 yards. Deebo Samuel, 10 rushes for 39 yards. George Kittle, 4 catches, 63 yards. Deebo Samuel, 3 catches, 44 yards. And Elijah Mitchell, 3 catches, 18 yards. Once again, just that block punt. The defense truly got it done. Shout out to the kicking game as well for hitting the game winning. I don't think it was that long. I don't think it was McPherson long. 45 yards, still solid. We'll give him the man some credit there. But shout out to the 49ers for getting the win. But right back here to Aaron Rodgers here. Aaron Rodgers being so cryptic of, am I going to retire? Am I not? And all this. Hang on. So Aaron Rodgers, loving, hey, I may not be here, love playing the game. We don't care. Retire, don't. We're over it. I'm over Aaron Rodgers. I'm over what Aaron Rodgers is as a person. I'm over how he carries himself here like he's God himself. If God came down here, God would be the best quarterback of all time, folks. He would not flounder against Jimmy Garoppolo in the playoffs. I can guarantee you that. God himself would not flounder against Jimmy Garoppolo. So please, Aaron, spare us again. And then we get this right here. Aaron Rodgers on his future with the Packers. So many guys, his contracts are up on the brink. Lot of decisions to be made. I don't want to be a part of a rebuild if I'm going to keep playing. So Aaron Rodgers, truly, you can't come back from this. You must leave the Packers because the only saving grace for Aaron Rodgers' potential greatest of all time argument would be, hey, it was just the Packers holding me back. It wasn't the coach. It wasn't Mike McCarthy at the end of the day. It was Matt LaFleur at the end of the day. It was the fan base. It was Devontae Adams. It was everybody holding Aaron Rodgers back besides Aaron Rodgers himself. Take some blame, humble yourself, and get over yourself. Stay with the Packers. Stay with the rebuild. That's what you are. You're no better than a rebuild, Aaron Rodgers, so please spare us. And then remember in the beginning of the season, folks, Aaron Rodgers tweeting out the last dance picture with Devontae Adams. This is the last dance. This is what MJ and Scottie Pippen would do. Lose to Jimmy Garoppolo in the divisional round at home. You're telling me Michael Jordan would do this? I don't think so. And then the perfect meme here, the last choke. Yes, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, let's choke this bitch one more time, shall we? We've done it so many times in the past. This is probably going to be the last year playing together unless they go to some AFC team together, which potentially could happen. We'll talk about that maybe a little bit later in the week. But Aaron Rodgers, the last choke. One more choke, Devontae. You want to do one more choke? One more last dance? Garbage. Humble yourself, please, Aaron Rodgers. What an absolute disgrace to Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Now Aaron Rodgers is crossing sports boundaries and disrespecting the NBA on how unclutch this man is. Spare me, Aaron Turtle Rodgers. Please go back in your shell, okay? Damn. And then, you know what? You know why we love Matt LaFleur so much, folks, and why, I'm taking Matt LaFleur over Aaron Rodgers. Put Matt LaFleur as the quarterback. I don't give a damn. Matt LaFleur takes responsibility for the special teams mistakes following the Packers' upset loss to the 49ers. Matt LaFleur not taking all responsibility right here, not saying, hey, I may not be here next year. I don't want to be a part of a rebuild. I may not be the coach here. No. Sticking with the team. He's the head coach, taking all the responsibility, even though we all know it was the special teams players on the field truly blowing the game here for the Packers. But Matt LaFleur taking credit, taking responsibility for the loss, because that's what leaders do, and that's what head coaches do. Once again, here it is. Quote, that can't happen. It's unacceptable. And again, that's on me. Yes, the players, what they did was unacceptable. But at the end of the day, it's on me as the head coach. And that's what I love by Matt LaFleur. Folks, I preach it all the time on the show. If you put me at the head coaching position, I am taking the blame for everything. Quarterback throws an interception, that's on me. Quarterback misses a wide open receiver, that's on me. Defense blows the game like the Bucks defense blew the game, that's on me, the head coach. I'm not letting my players take the blame. I'm not letting the media put the blame on my players or run the story of blame on my players to distract the team or anything like that. It's on me. Put it all on me. Put it down. No, I don't want to put that like that. But Matt LaFleur takes all the responsibility. Shout out to Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur, you deserve a lot better than Aaron Rodgers, and I hope you get that. I don't think it's in Trey Lance or Jordan Love, but I hope you get it sometime soon. Matt LaFleur deserves all the respect by everybody. All the respect that y'all got for Aaron Rodgers, please give it to Matt LaFleur. Aaron Rodgers deserves zero respect from here on out. So, Packers lose, Aaron Rodgers flounders, classic Aaron Rodgers. 49ers get the win on the road, 13-10. Alrighty, next game up here, Rams at the Bucks, and what the hell was this game, folks? What the heck was going on in this game? Everything was going great. The Rams were winning. They were kind of dominating this entire game, but then the turnovers happened, and they kept happening, and then they kept happening. They did not stop until Tom Brady and the Bucks tied it up. Coincidence, foul play, who knows, folks? We'll never know. You can speculate, you can conspiratorialate, you can do whatever you want. You've got some good evidence, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, oh, okay, like when the game was going, we're like, okay, of course this would happen. Of course it's Tom Brady. Of course this is happening. Another turnover, of course. Oh, Tom Brady quickly scores again. Oh, of course. Oh, Jalen Ramsey gets burned by Mike Evans, the one play of the game that goes big for the touchdown. Of course that would happen, right? So I get it, folks, but at the end of the day, we'll never know, so it's unfortunate. But Rams finally pull out the win here because the Bucks blew the defense. Shout out to Matthew Stafford, and who was it? Who caught the ball here? Cooper Kupp. Of course it would be Cooper Kupp. Shout out big time to Cooper Kupp. Watching this game, seeing how Cooper Kupp played in this game, you would call him the best wide receiver in the NFL at the current moment, but then we still had one more game to go, and Tyreek Hill said, yeah, he stole the crown for a little bit, but I'm going to take the crown back, and Tyreek Hill is once again the best receiver in the NFL. And this is not a knock to Cooper Kupp. Don't get me wrong. Cooper Kupp is fantastic, folks. So gosh dang good. So consistent, folks. Always getting open. But what Tyreek Hill has is just a little bit more special because he can just take it and run with it and go and not be caught. Yes, Cooper Kupp is fast, but he can be tracked down. Tyreek Hill, we've got the play. We'll talk about it when we get to that game. He can't be tracked down. So I'm still putting Tyreek Hill over Cooper Kupp as greatest wide receiver currently in the NFL, but still, that's not a knock on Cooper Kupp. Number 1B. I don't even want to put that man at number 2. We get 1A Tyreek Hill and 1B Cooper Kupp. That's the only thing. It's not even a full number separating these two players. It's a letter, a sub-letter separating these two. So please don't take anything that I'm saying right here out of, out of disrespect or anything like that. Trust me, folks, I'm respecting the hell out of Cooper Kupp, okay? I've got Rams shoes. I got a Rams mini helmet, all right? I love this Rams team. I love Cooper Kupp. I truly love Sean McVay. Matthew Stafford finally getting his chance to prove what he can do on a good team in the playoffs. Tom Brady has been able to prove what he can do in the playoffs because he's been with great teams his entire career. Aaron Rodgers has been trying to show what he can do in the playoffs, but always comes up short. Matthew Stafford finally having a good team and proving he is the real deal. And if the Lions were any remotely good his entire career, maybe he would already have a ring and multiple playoff wins under his belt. But it took him a couple of years to get out of Detroit. Unfortunate. And now finally proving what he can do. I mean, they got off to a great start, folks. Field goal on their first drive, touchdown on their next drive. They have to punt, but they're right back to scoring with the field goal. And then they were this close to scoring right before halftime, but Cam Akers fumbles the ball on the 1 yard line, folks. Man, oh man, and once again, the turnovers almost ruined this Rams team, and I was feeling so sorry for Sean McVay the entire game because the Rams were outplaying the Bucs the entire game, folks. This really was not that close of a game. The Bucs could do nothing offensively, really, the entire game. 3 points in the first half. And then the turnover started to happen by the Bucs there, or by the Rams in the second half, third quarter, end of the fourth quarter, and that's when the Bucs started to put up all their points. The first half of this game, it was Rams big, Rams dominating. Rams almost could have truly put away the game multiple times here, but the turnovers kept the Bucs in it and really made it look like a competitive game. This was dominance here by the Rams, and you give credit to Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay. Matthew Stafford didn't commit any of the turnovers. Sean McVay didn't commit any of the turnovers. Unfortunately, it was Cam Akers who returned the season off the ACL tear and fumbling the ball a couple. Cooper Kupp, who never fumbles the ball, and then Brian Allen fumbled the ball as well. So 4 fumbles by this Rams team, keeping the Bucs in it. So let's, take it what it is. This Rams team truly won this game. This was a win, and if the Bucs ended up winning this game, I would have felt so heartbroken for Sean McVay because Sean McVay's a genius, folks. This man is a true coach, a great leader. Even after this throw, folks, I love it. He pumps up his quarterbacks, folks. You gotta love the leadership that Sean McVay has after Matthew Stafford threw that big play 44-yard pass that caught the defense by the Bucs off guard. Sean McVay is the first one to track and hawk down Matthew Stafford and give him praise, give him a hug. That's what you need at the head coaching position, folks. Believing, trusting, showing that to your players, not just kind of, blaming them when they're bad, lifting them up when they're good. And that's what makes Sean McVay so great and why I'm a true fan of this Rams team, honestly. Sean McVay has truly won me over. So true dominance here by this Bucs team, or by this Rams team, and Tom Brady kind of potentially, taking advantage of all those turnovers. But, Cam Akers fumbling right before halftime didn't really truly derail them because start of the third quarter, they had to punt, but the Bucs punt too, and then the Rams back to scoring touchdown, and then once again another fumble here, leading a score to the Bucs. Bucs fumble. Now we're at the start of the fourth quarter, folks. This is how the fourth quarter went and how crazy it was. Bucs fumble. Rams fumble. Bucs can't do anything off that fumble. Turnover on downs. Rams miss a field goal. Bucs turnover on downs. Rams have to punt. Bucs get a touchdown. Rams fumble. Bucs get a touchdown. Rams get the go-ahead walk-off game-winning field goal. So absolute insanity at the end of this game. Turnover-wise, where in the end of the Bills-Chiefs game, insanity scoring-wise, touchdown-wise. So here we go. Let's start with this Rams team. Matthew Stafford, folks. He throws the ball 28 of 38. We get 73%, baby. Absolutely love it. 366 yards, slinging the ball around. Love it. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Fantastic clean, flawless game here by Matthew Stafford. Now, we will watch Matthew Stafford here on our Wednesday film study again here. I think he did miss a few wide open passes that, he probably should have taken instead of getting sacked sometimes. So, once again, decision making by Matthew Stafford, we are going to have to put it under the microscope. We did see it a couple of times in the regular season. Haven't really seen it as of late here, but now as the competition and the pressure truly get to Matthew Stafford is in uncharted territory right here, never being to a championship game, never being to a divisional game, never being to a Super Bowl, not knowing how to play all these games. And once again, experience factor coming into the playoffs and all that. So Matthew Stafford truly cannot afford any mistakes here and really can't afford to miss any wide open kind of reads. So we'll take a quick look at that Wednesday in our film study to see if Matthew Stafford truly played a flawless game or not, but we'll see. So Matthew Stafford, great game all around here. Rushing attack was okay. Cam Akers, 24 rushes for only 48 yards, and he had 2 fumbles. So didn't like that Sony Michel only got 1 rush. You got Cam Akers fumbling the ball, and you still don't utilize Sony Michel. Sony Michel got you here. We like Cam Akers, don't get us wrong, but Sony Michel helped you get here. You got him from the Patriots, and he's been a blessing to y'all, and then you give him 1 carry when Cam Akers was actively getting bottled up and actively fumbling the ball twice here. So, okay, Sean McVay, I know you want to stick with your players. I get it, but still, Sony Michel, let's get him a little bit more involved. Let's start doing running back by committee. Cam Akers doesn't need to be the main guy here. You've already put your trust in Matthew Stafford to be the main guy. So let's not kind of, do a main passer, a main running back, a main receiver. We know y'all love already Cooper Kupp. We get it. So let's rein it in a little bit and let's win games, all right? Let's not, once again, try to get all the credit yourself, all right? So we'll see how that progresses next week. So Cam Akers, 24 rushes for 48 yards. Nothing good. All right, and then in the receiving game, who was Matthew Stafford slinging this ball to? Once again, no surprise at the top. Cooper Kupp, 9 catches for 183 yards and a touchdown. Once again, absolutely fantastic. He did fumble, though, which is uncharacteristic, but, made up for it with that long bomb that set him up into field goal range at the end of the game to win the game. So Cooper Kupp, once again, 9 catches for 183 yards and a touchdown. OBJ getting it done like always, 6 catches, 69 yards. Tyler Higbee, 4 catches, 41 yards. Von Jefferson, 2 catches for 29 yards. Cam Akers, 3 catches, 20 yards. Kendall Blanton, 2 catches, 18 yards and a touchdown. And then Sony Michel, 2 catches, -4 yards. Okay, so Sony Michel, 0 yards in total. Unfortunate. Please, let's run this man a little bit more out here. But Rams, if all those turnovers didn't happen, this Rams team is blowing out the Bucs. This is not a 3-point close game. This is domination by the Rams, like we saw already earlier in the regular season. Rams dominant on the Bucs. Alrighty, now let's talk about the Bucs and Tom Brady. Tom Brady, folks, slung the ball 54 times. They were down big bad. They had to throw the ball, and Tom Brady, obviously you trust him to do that. So Tom Brady throws 30 of 54. 55% completion percentage. Unfortunate here. Didn't have a good game, but when you give him all those opportunities, when you give him multiple fourth second chances, he's gonna take advantage of it, folks, and that's exactly what we saw. Once again, why Tom Brady is better than Aaron Rodgers, not just pure quarterback-wise, but also in the greatest of all time argument. Aaron Rodgers did not overcome that fumble by Mercedes Lewis, folks. He did not overcome that. They were floundering the entire rest of the game. Tom Brady floundering the entire game here, caught some breaks in the fourth quarter by some great defensive efforts by the Bucs of forcing all those turnovers. Yes, the Rams, unfortunate turning the ball over, but we also have to give credit to this Bucs team of forcing these turnovers. What was it? Ndamukong Suh with the forced fumble. We get Jamal Dean with the forced fumble. We get Anton Winfield Jr. with a forced fumble. So got to give them all credit for that, making big plays, especially that Ndamukong Suh final fumble to truly tie up the game here for the Bucs. That was the most impressive turnover right there. And Ndamukong Suh, the great defensive playmaker that he can be, truly got it done there last night. So big time shout out to Ndamukong Suh. But Tom Brady, 329 yards, that's solid. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Interception came, he also fumbled as well. Interception came in the second quarter, but only resulted to a Rams fumble. Almost scored. That would have been, on the 1 yard line. That's the Cam Akers fumble on the 1 yard line. But once again, Tom Brady getting bailed out on these turnovers, folks, like he did in the NFC Championship game against Aaron Rodgers last season. Classic Aaron Rodgers. Not taking advantage of turnovers. Classic. And then we had the fumble by Tom Brady in the fourth quarter, which results into a fumble by the Rams, which results into a turnover on downs for the Bucs, which results into a missed field goal by the Rams, which results into a turnover on downs by the Bucs, which results into a punt by the Rams, which results into a touchdown for the Bucs. So at the end of the day, the Tom Brady fumble resulted into positive points for the Bucs. Once again, folks, okay? So Tom Brady will always overcome any turnovers that he has. Nobody can ever make Tom Brady pay for his turnovers, and I don't know what the hell it is about it, folks. It's not like it's only been 1 year or 1 game. It's his entire career, folks. Championship games, Super Bowls, playoff games, regular season games. It doesn't matter. Can y'all start making Tom Brady pay for his turnovers, please? Y'all make every other quarterback pay for their turnovers all the time, but y'all can't do it to the greatest quarterback of all time. So Tom Brady must have some hex, some spell on the ball where when he turns over the football is like, no points allowed. You shall not pass the goal line. You will not score on this ball. I don't know what Tom Brady is, folks. That just speaks to his goatness again. You can't take points from him. You can't actively take the ball from Tom Brady and score points. It's some mojo. It's some mentality. I don't know what it is, folks. It's the spiritual. We all know there's some sort of, outside aspect to games and all that, folks. That is that. I can't explain it. It's otherworldly. It's unseeable. You cannot see it in the air, but there is something in the air when Tom Brady turns over the ball. You can't do anything with it. I don't know what it is. We don't have the technology to understand what the hell it could possibly be. Don't know. I think it's ghosts. I think it's witches. I truly think it's witchcraft, but we've got no proof of it. But make Tom Brady pay for his turnovers, because he didn't do it here, and you almost lost the game. Luckily, the Bucs defense beefed it big time on the 44-yard pass to Cooper Kupp to set up the game-winning field goal. Alrighty, so here we go. Done with Tom Brady. All those turnovers, nobody scored any points off of. How unfortunate. Alright, and then in the running game, Leonard Fournette, huge game by him. Leonard Fournette, man oh man, that man is great, folks. You want Leonard Fournette on your team. The man steps it up tenfold in the playoffs, and for that, big time shout out to Leonard Fournette. Honestly, I mean, one of the most impressive, clutch, consistent playoff performers that there is in the league is Leonard Fournette, folks. Truly recognize this man. 13 rushes for Leonard Fournette, 51 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4th and 1, correct? Let's go up to this fourth quarter touchdown. 4th and 1. Leonard Fournette, let me make sure this is 4th and 1. 4th and 1, Leonard Fournette on the 9-yard line. They pitch it to him, takes it off the edge, and that's a touchdown for Leonard Fournette, folks. So when everybody was thinking, hey, they're just going to go up right up the middle, Leonard Fournette on 4th and 1, touchdown, easy peasy. So, and that was to tie the game right there, I believe. Yeah, that was to tie the game. So Leonard Fournette, tie game, all that on 4th and 1, clutch, big time shout out to Leonard Fournette. And he was doing it last year as well, last year in the playoffs. Why they won the Super Bowl, playoff Lenny, running and catching the ball out of the backfield. And then there was some nice floater by Tom Brady in this game that Leonard Fournette caught with one hand. It was absolutely fantastic as well. So Leonard Fournette starts to catch in the playoffs. He starts to run hard in the playoffs. It's the playoffs is when Leonard Fournette truly comes. He's like the groundhog. He's like, oh, it's my time? I don't see my shadow. I think it's my time, baby. And he pops out and he runs for 51 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then he catches for 56 yards. So 100-yard performance by Leonard Fournette. We'll take that absolutely. All right, here we go. Receiving, Mike Evans, 8 catches for 119 yards and a touchdown. Rob Gronkowski, 4 catches, 85 yards, no touchdown. But man, oh man, I need Tom Brady to retire just so Rob Gronkowski can retire, because can we give some respect to Rob Gronkowski? The man looks like he's going to fall apart every single time he runs a route, folks. He catches the ball, and I'm just like, please just go down. Do not take a big hit. I cannot watch Rob Gronkowski get absolutely crippled here in football. He seems like a great guy, folks. He seems like a great teammate, a great leader, a great just person in general. Will always go to war for whoever, for whatever reason, folks. Will never question anything. Will just go out there and not do what he's told, but he'll always buy in. He's a true team player. Like, literally, that's exactly what Rob Gronkowski is. A team player. The most teamist playerist that there has ever been in the NFL is Robert Gronkowski. The man, his back is already screwed up, but it doesn't matter. As long as Tom Brady is playing, Rob Gronkowski will always be there for Tom Brady. You can't find, if you can only get one friend in your entire life, you want to make sure that friend is Robert Gronkowski, okay? Big time shout out to this man, still putting his body on the line here, even though that he looks like he's going to break down at any moment. Shout out to this man, still getting it done. 4 catches, 85 yards, still out there, still battling, and just being a great leader, teammate, and everything. I can't respect it enough, folks, honestly. Big time shout out to Rob Gronkowski. Do we go over Mike Evans? Mike Evans, leading receiver, 8 catches, 119 yards and a touchdown. Yes, Mike Evans got his kind of, contribution, but I think it came a little bit too late. Once again, like we were saying, this game was really over at halftime. This really should not have been a 3-point game. Turnovers made it like this, and yes, turnovers are a point of the game, so we still give the Bucs defense credit, but overall, the Rams, they won the game at the end of the day, and it really should have been in dominating fashion. But I think the Bucs were a little too conservative with Mike Evans throughout this game. We really didn't get him opening up until all those turnovers happened, until they needed to kind of sling the ball around because they were down big bad late in the second half where they had no option to sling the ball down the field. And I just thought you could probably get Mike Evans a little bit more involved early on in the game. And I know it's hard because you got Jalen Ramsey, but when you threw to him, he burned him. So why didn't you take those chances a little bit earlier in the game? So that was probably the one knock that I have on this Bucs team this game, was not getting Mike Evans more involved, not taking more deep down the field shots at Mike Evans. They were once again utilizing him a little bit in the short game, screen game early on, like they were doing last week in the playoffs that we didn't really love against the Eagles. Just let the man work. He's your best receiver. Tom Brady. You saw what Tom Brady and Randy Moss did. Mike Evans is good. I'm not putting him like Randy Moss, but maybe a knockoff version of Randy Moss. Absolutely. And we've seen them hook up down the field before. So I really thought the Bucs should have been more aggressive offensively. I know the Rams defense is very, very good, folks. You don't have to tell me that. But at the end of the day, you must trust your weapons. And if I got Tom Brady and Mike Evans on potentially Tom Brady's last ride right here, potentially last playoff game against the Rams team that I've already lost to, I'm going to take some shots here and live and die by Tom Brady and Mike Evans. What else are we going to live and die by? Screen passes, dinking and dunking? That's what I want to live and die by? No, thank you. So I thought they just waited a little bit too long to utilize Mike Evans, but unfortunate. All right, Leonard Fournette, 9 catches, 56 yards. Scotty Miller, 4 catches, 38 yards. And then Tyler Johnson, 3 catches for 15 yards. So, the Bucs, man, they kept it close because of the turnovers. I give them credit for cashing in on turnovers late. Tom Brady being clutch when he needed to, given all of his chances. And unfortunately, they come up a little bit short. Rams win 30-27. And now we have the question, is this Tom Brady's last ride here? Is this his final game? I don't really think it is. But, he says he's going to kind of take his time, and he's not really sure. So, we'll see what Tom Brady does. Once again, big talk. Hey, I'll play till I'm 50. I'll play till I'm 100. I don't care. And then at the last, week, 2 weeks, we've been kind of getting reports that he's going to retire. It just kind of came out of nowhere. But we'll see what Tom Brady decides to do. Retire, don't retire. You're still the greatest of all time as of now, because let's talk about this last game, the best game of the weekend, folks. Bills Bills at the Chiefs. Holy moly. I'm truly upset that there had to be a loser in this game. Man, oh man, Josh Allen and the Bills just come up short here, losing overtime 42-36 to the Kansas City Chiefs. And man, oh man, everybody's got to be feeling for Josh Allen today of not being able to win that game. Not because of what Josh Allen did. They won the game. There was 13 seconds left. They were winning the game because of Josh Allen. Fourth down, big time throw, escape. I mean, he was under duress really all game long. Chiefs defense getting to Josh Allen, but what is Josh Allen doing, folks? Escaping out of the pocket, shaking off those tackles. Once again, shout out to these big-bodied quarterbacks. We're done with the shorties, folks. Josh Allen was escaping everything last night, keeping the play alive, and then slinging the ball downfield for touchdowns and big gains and picking up the first downs on third and long, fourth and long. It didn't matter. Josh Allen was clutch as clutch can be, and unfortunately, it is all for naught because he ends up losing this game. So he was disappointed. Obviously, we all saw this man on the sideline with his helmet on, not defeated, but defeated in the sense that, he lost, not defeated as in like, hey, I'm giving up. Defeated as in like, man, I just played the greatest game that I have ever played. And if you told me Josh Allen would perform like this in his first 2 years, I'd be like, are you smoking crack? You're telling me Josh Allen goes 5 touchdowns last week, 4 touchdowns this week, no turnovers? You tell me that his first 2 years, I'm like, you're smoking crack. You're talking about the defensive player, Josh Allen, who must have turned offensive quarterback, because what we saw out of Josh Allen those first 2 years, there's no way we were thinking he would do anything like this. So the growth of Josh Allen, the believability that the Bills had in Josh Allen to stick with them, and then for Josh Allen to repay the Bills and be like, I'm going to lead y'all to the mother-loving promised land, I promise y'all. And then the defense beefing it in overtime, causing them the loss. Truly unfortunate there. So Josh Allen had a fantastic game. Big time comebacks. Let's start with these comebacks quickly. The touchdown drive right here that gave them the lead. No, they didn't have any fourth down conversions there. Interesting. Hang on, let me go back to this touchdown right here. The touchdown that gave them the lead that once again was taken real quickly by the Chiefs right here. Josh Allen on 4th and 4, scrambles for the first down. Bingo, bango. 4th and 13. Gabriel Davis wide open in the back of the end zone because Gabriel Davis was out here murdering defensive players, folks. Absolutely demolishing these defensive players. Let me see. I got all these tweets up here. Here it is right here. Gabriel Davis on this 4th and 13. This is 4th and 13, folks. This corner gets absolutely obliterated by Gabriel Davis. That little kind of quick shake out, then go right back in, drops the man instantly. Josh Allen sees it all the way and takes the lead right there. Josh Allen, man oh man, and Gabriel Davis, 4 touchdowns for that man. Holy moly, how clutch was Gabriel Davis? So shout out to that. Shout out to Gabriel Davis for murdering defenders out here. Let's go over. I mean, we don't need to talk about these games. We all know what happened. Let's talk about the big plays in the controversial overtime, and let's break down some stats quickly. And then I've got all these tweets lined up. There's a lot to talk about in this game. We all know what happened. Josh Allen was magnificent. Patrick Mahomes was magnificent as well. Once again, yes, Josh Allen is great, but man, oh man, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, we're starting to get now like another Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, who's truly the greatest of all time. We're going to get kind of that with Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Yes, Josh Allen is great, and he deserves so much credit, but can we talk about Patrick Mahomes as well, folks, getting it done? Big time answering. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes both answering each other every single time. So yes, Josh Allen is great, but we can't knock or take anything away from what Patrick Mahomes has done, folks. And I don't want to knock Josh Allen. I don't want what I'm about to say, come off as a knock to Josh Allen. But Patrick Mahomes, He's hosting 4 straight AFC Championship games, folks. Josh Allen just got good last year. Patrick Mahomes has been good, okay? So, man, oh man, yes, Josh Allen is great, but so is Patrick Mahomes. And just because Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs got the coin toss and got the ball first in overtime, we're supposed to take things away from Patrick Mahomes. So let's not get lost in the shuffle. And I know there's so much to talk about and break down. It's absolutely absurd. Twitter last night was just absolutely absurd. Live time reaction, that's fine. It's fun to do. It's fun to look and overreact and then come back maybe a day later and be like, is that an overreaction or not? But still, we've got to give credit, a ton of credit and respect to Patrick Mahomes. Yes, we can celebrate Josh Allen, but let's not knock Patrick Mahomes and take anything away from him just because he won the overtime coin toss. Josh Allen called it wrong. Josh Allen called tails and it was heads, I believe. So Josh Allen, not 100% good quarterback because he can't call the coin toss right, okay? So Josh Allen, you're gonna have to kind of work on your coin toss calling skills in the offseason. But let's talk about these stats because these are absolutely just great right here. And then we'll get into all these stories and individual performances that we truly have to break down, and the controversial overtime topic that we will talk about. But here we go. Josh Allen, magnificent game. Let's shout out him. Let's get the shout outs out of the way, shall we? Because there was so much to shout out here. I know I always hate saying this and it's so cliche and it's just so like bleh, like sportsmanship. I don't mind sportsmanship, but I'm not like shoving sportsmanship down everybody's throat like everybody loves to do. Like unsportsmanlike penalties, everyone's all for them in the NFL implementing them. I hate that. I like taunting. I love, smack talk. I love all that. I hate shoving sportsmanship. Hey, you've got to shake the other player's hand. Hey, we've got to line up and kind of, shake each other's hand at the end of the game. I do it, not do it. I don't care. I just hate that it's shoved down. Be disrespectful. I don't give a damn. You have to live up to it. If you're the one being disrespectful, you're the one that's going to get kind of flamed in social media, flamed on the media if you're not living up to that. So you're only putting pressure on yourself by being disrespectful and kind of unsportsmanlike and taunting. But hey, if that's your prerogative, I'm not going to stop you. This is competition, folks. This is the highest level of competition you can get. And maybe all of sports, folks. Maybe. So, spare me a little bit with the sportsmanship and all that, okay? But here we go. Josh Allen, 27 of 37. 72% completion percentage, 329 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, slinging the ball around. Clutch as clutch can be. Unfortunately, just did not get to touch the ball in overtime, but that's not his fault. That's the defense's fault. And once again, can we relax? I hate, folks. Oh, I hate it so much. Can we all just stop doing coaching interviews during your season? Leslie Frazier, #1 defense, getting interviewed for head coaching jobs, and this is what you do? You let the Chiefs score the ball with 13 seconds left? This is who you want as your head coach who can't win a playoff game? I mean, folks, who cares about the regular season? Who plays for the regular season? You play for the playoffs. I'm not hiring anybody. I'm not talking to anybody during the season at all. I will see what happens. I will take the full body of work, because why am I getting a coach that I know can't get it done in the playoffs when the goal is to win the Super Bowl? Do y'all see how crazy that is? It's like absurd. So this man flounders. The #1 defense by the Bills all season long flounders, gives up 42 points by the Chiefs, allows a touchdown in overtime, allows multiple touchdowns to answer everything that Josh Allen has done this game, and this is who you want as your head coach? Come on, can we all just stop interviewing during the season? It drives me absolutely crazy. If I was a head coach on a team, I am not allowing anybody to interview. I don't care. I'm sorry if you may not get the job you want. I'm sorry if you may not get a job, but we're focused on the task at hand, and that's to win the game right fucking now. Pardon my language, but we're here to win right fucking now. I don't care if you win later in your career. I'm trying to win as a head coach. We're trying to win. Football family. Everybody needs to lock in. Everybody needs to get rid of the distractions. That's what everybody preaches in off-season OTAs. Hey, you're here. Everybody must buy in. Everybody must make these sacrifices. But coaches can actively have the biggest distraction. Hey, you may be a head coach. You may be the big mamoo around here on a new team. That's the biggest distraction that you can get as a coach. And you're actively letting them go and interview during week of preparation to beat the Chiefs that you did not beat beat last season in the playoffs? Congratulations, you beat the Chiefs in the regular season. Does that mean anything? Obviously not, because the Chiefs are in the AFC Championship game and the Bills are once again at home, not in the Super Bowl. So can we please, for the love of goodness, it drives me absolutely bonkers, stop with the coaching interviews until your season is over. I absolutely cannot stand it. Truly. But let's get back to Josh Allen because he's so gosh dang good. Fantastic, Josh Allen. What more can I say about Josh Allen? We all know he was fantastic, flawless, almost flawless last night. He's got like 14 incompletions these last 2 games. Do you know how absurd that is? 9 touchdowns, 14 incompletions. It's absolutely absurd. No turnovers, absolutely absurd. Give the Bills their credit. Josh Allen obviously deserves all the credit in the world. All right, Josh Allen running the ball, another huge, great aspect for this Bills team. Josh Allen, and all of these weren't designed runs. Some of these were, getting pressured by the Chiefs' defense, almost being brought down. But once again, the big, beefy quarterbacks can shake them off, and Josh Allen buying time with his legs and making all these great plays happen. That's probably is that the biggest takeaway from Josh Allen this season? His next step in development of being a true dual threat quarterback. I tweeted it last night and I still stand behind it, folks. Josh Allen right now is better than Cam Newton in his prime. Anybody got anything to say about that? I don't know if you should, but if you do, hit me up on Twitter. We'll hash it out. But Josh Allen is better than prime Cam Newton, hands down, no debate. No debate, folks, honestly. So Josh Allen, 11 rushes for 68 yards. Devin Singletary, 10 rushes, 26 yards and a touchdown. And once again, I was a little frustrated. I know they only ran Devin Singletary 10 times, and that's not even a lot. Like, I should not even be saying this because, 10 rushes is not that much. But when they were rushing Devin Singletary, why? Why in the fourth quarter were you rushing this man? I know Josh Allen was getting pressure, and you want to kind of, ease that off by establishing the running game. But Josh Allen was doing everything for this team. The man was literally doing everything for this team. Clutch as can be, and then you were just giving it to the running back, maybe kind of, breaking up the momentum just a tad. But that's probably the one knock that I have on offense by this Bills team and Brian Daboll. And then we get Isaiah McKenzie, 3 rushes for 15 yards. Alrighty, and then who was Josh Allen slinging the ball to? Gabriel Davis. 8 catches, 201 yards, 4 touchdowns, immaculate. Cole Beasley, 6 catches, 20 yards. Devin Singletary, 4 catches, 25 yards. Emmanuel Sanders, 1 catch, 16 yards. Dawson Knox, 2 catches, 9 yards. And then Stephon Diggs, folks, 3 catches for 7 yards. The man, Josh Allen, put up 36 points, was 13 seconds away from beating this Chiefs team and advancing to the AFC Championship game without getting Stephon Diggs involved at all. That is impressive. Everybody attributes Josh Allen's success as a quarterback to Stephon Diggs. Well, what is this, folks? Oh my gosh, truly fantastic. Alrighty, so everybody on the Bills was great. Josh Allen, fantastic, absolutely. Then we talk about the Chiefs, who once again, everybody was fantastic on this. This is the greatest, I don't know if I said this before, but this was the greatest game I have ever seen. Yes? Is this the greatest game of NFL history? I think it's definitely up there, definitely top 3, and I may say this is number 1. This is how great this game was. It was close all throughout. The final 2 minutes, explosive, crazy, overtime, crazy, back and forth, great after great after great after great. And, we got, it wasn't as explosive in the first half, but it was still entertaining, clutch, and close as heck. Man, oh man, but those final 2 minutes, I think 25 points scored in the final 2 minutes. How crazy is that? Man, I still can't even fathom the game, truthfully. Just crazy. But here we go. Patrick Mahomes goes 33 of 44, folks. 75% completion percentage. Still great. 378 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Fantastic. No turnovers. Clean, flawless game by Patty Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, leading rusher, just like Josh Allen, 7 carries for 69 yards. This was his career longest, his career most rushing yards in a game. Patrick Mahomes deserves some credit here too. We can still, praise Josh Allen, but let's not lose Patrick Mahomes in the praise, okay? led the team in rushing and set the record for what he does. Man, oh man, 7 rushes, 69 yards, and a touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 7 rushes, 60 yards. Mecole Hardman, 2 rushes, 31 yards, a touchdown. And then Jerick McKinnon, 10 rushes for 24 yards, trying to get it going. All right, and then who was Patrick Mahomes slinging the ball to? Tyreek Hill, 11 receptions, 150 yards and a touchdown. Travis Kelce, 8 catches, 96 yards, a touchdown. Jerick McKinnon, 5 catches, 54 yards. Brian Pringle, 5 catches, 29 yards, a touchdown. Mecole Hardman, 1 catch, 26 yards, and Noah Gray, 2 catches for 14 yards. So once again, both of these offenses were absolutely magnificent. Chiefs win the overtime toss and take it down all 75 yards for the touchdown to Travis Kelce. Alrighty, so now that we got the basics out of the way, let's start going over all what's happened here in these tweets. So, like we saw, Gabriel Davis burning defenders on the 4th and 13 play right there. Absolutely murdered, dropped them, calling ambulance right there for the man. Man, oh man, and well done for Josh Allen to deliver the ball there. Alrighty, what is this next tweet up? I got to refresh him because I don't know. Tyreek Hill chalking up the deuces again. And ooh, folks, again, this is a canvas next season. I'm already spoiling it. I am getting the Tyreek Hill chalking up the deuces. And this is why Tyreek Hill is the greatest receiver currently in the NFL. Once again, no disrespect to Cooper Kupp. He is number 2. But this is what separates Cooper Kupp from Tyreek Hill. The speed right here. Here's Tyreek Hill, 40 yards, and is going to just navigate and weave his way and go between all these defenders and just beat them off the speed. Cooper Kupp does not have this speed. He's great. He's got good speed, but it's not take the top off the defense, actively outrun this last defender who is 5 yards in front of him with 3 defenders chasing him and chalking up the deuces before he's even in front of the defenders. This man is 2 yards in front of Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill is already chalking up the deuces. We saw it last season. Tyreek Hill chalking up the deuces against the Bucs, and then the Bucs do it to him in the Super Bowl. But what is the difference here? Tyreek Hill gets the last chalked up the deuces because now the Bucs are eliminated from the playoffs and the Chiefs are going to the AFC Championship game. The deuces, folks. The deuces by Tyreek Hill. Maybe the best celebration. And don't hit me with this, oh, it's taunting. I just told y'all how I feel about sportsmanship and all that. We don't need it. Stop it. Taunting penalties need to be taken out. Taunting, if you want to throw taunting because he's chalking up the deuces saying, hey, you won't catch me, and then actively shows, hey, you won't catch me, that's taunting. I think that's just spitting facts right here. Hey, you're not going to catch me. Hey, you're not going to catch me. And watch Tyreek Hill literally blow right by him. Hey, he didn't catch him. This is just a foreshadowing. This is just foreshadowing in literature. In literature, foreshadowing is like gushed over. They love foreshadowing. Oh, did you see the eyes? Did you see the eyes on the billboard of The Great Gatsby? That was foreshadowing that they were always watching, always looking. God was always looking, okay? They love foreshadowing. So this is just foreshadowing by Tyreek Hill, okay? The deuces, and this is a canvas absolutely next season. Man, oh man, Tyreek Hill, best receiver because of the speed. Cooper Kupp is not running between these 2 defenders and still being able to outrun them all. Not happening. Not happening. Tyreek Hill, best receiver in the NFL. Cooper Kupp, 1B. Once again, Tyreek Hill, 1A. Cooper Kupp, 1B. Alrighty, then here we go. The game winner in overtime. Travis Kelce, best tight end in the league. Shout out to Tight End University, the creator, co-creator, one of the co-creators of Tight End University. Travis Kelce's one lone touchdown here comes in overtime on a back shoulder catch in the end zone. Catch, possession, control, 2 feet down, game winner, walk-off, touchdown in overtime. And I know we only tracked like the greatest tight ends this season up until like week 7 or 8. And, we had to kind of ditch it because it was taking up way too much time in the show. But Travis Kelce is the best tight end in the league. We've already seen it. It's right here. Clutch as clutch can be. Biggest time moment right here. And he makes the play. Travis Kelce, best tight end in the league. We can crown him, summa cum laude honors right here, graduating Tight End University this season. Travis Kelce, best tight end in the league. Man, oh man, clutch as heck. Love it. All right, what else do we get up here? All right, now going back, remember 14 seconds left for the Chiefs to go down and tie the game to force overtime right here. We get this fact right here. The game-tying field goal drive by the Chiefs, 13 seconds, took less time than Dak Prescott's quarterback run, 14 seconds. That unfortunately got them eliminated from the playoffs. That's just absolutely absurd. Dak Prescott could not run 20 yards, down the ball, clock the ball, before Chiefs moved all the way down to get into field goal range. How crazy is that? Absolutely madness. All right, what else do we get here? A couple more here. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. Andy Reid to Patrick Mahomes with 13 seconds left. When it's grim, be the Grim Reaper. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We talk about coaches being leaders and all that, and what a phrase. What a phrase. Imagine you're in this scenario right here. You're just on the bench, preparing for the team to kick off for you to go onto the field, and you get your coach to quarterback, the greatest connection that needs to be on the field. And Andy Reid, never having any doubt in you, just casually comes over, kind of leans over your helmet and says, when it's grim, be the Grim Reaper, and just walks away. And Patrick Mahomes, not even acknowledging him, not looking him in the eye, he's just got his head down, just trying to get in the mood, get in the rhythm, thinking everything through. Then we get the, Andy Reid, hey, when it's grim, be the Grim Reaper. Walks away. Patrick Mahomes just probably smirking a little bit, being like, he's fucking right. I'm going to be the fucking Grim Reaper. I love Josh Allen, but I'm about to murder this man's legacy. He's getting no wins over me. And then he goes and marches 13 seconds for the mother-loving tie, for the mother-loving win. So once again, Andy Reid, great coach, great motivator, all that, and you need that on the team. Once again, why we put so much stake in the head coaching position, why you don't want defensive-minded head coaches right here. Where was the defense in this game? Where was the defense in this game? I swear to goodness, if any of these teams that are still looking for coaches watch this game and then actively sign a defensive coordinator for their head coaching spot, what are you doing? Did you not just see what Andy Reid did? A offensive-minded head coach. If Brian Flores is the head coach for this Chiefs team, do you think Patrick Mahomes is driving 13 seconds for the game-tying field goal? No, stop it with the defensive coaches at the head coaching spot. It is driving me insane, folks. It's driving me insane, folks. I'm truly going insane because I just don't get what people are thinking out here, hiring defensive-minded coaches at the head coaching position after seeing Sean McVay, after seeing Andy Reid. I only get offensive geniuses at the head coaching spot. Ooh, and whoever hires Vance Joseph as their head coach, I will not even talk. I will not talk about that team. I'm serious, folks. I will not talk about one team next year, and it's whoever gets Vance Joseph as their head coach. And so help me goodness, if it is the Miami Dolphins, I will officially change my fandom live on the show to another team. I don't know which team it is, but I will do it, folks. Vance Joseph is not head coach. Please. I'm going crazy, folks. Let me get back on track because I'm about to go crazy. Alrighty, this is the picture that we are going to put on the canvas. Tyreek Hill chalking up the deuces. This is going to be the canvas next season. May even expedite it for the offseason. We'll see how it goes. A couple more quickly here. Chiefs, first team to host 4 straight AFC conference championships there in the AFC. So 4 straight conference championship games here, which is just once again spectacular. Patriots didn't do that. Tom Brady never did that. How crazy, right? So Patrick Mahomes still deserves credit, folks. Yes, we want to give credit to Josh Allen, but let's not take anything away from Patrick Mahomes. And then once again, the biggest debate right here, should the overtime rule change, folks? No. Can we get some defense up in here? Can somebody stop somebody? There was 13 seconds. You're telling me we need both teams touching the ball because your team couldn't stop somebody for 13 seconds? Once again, why does everybody play so far off when it's like this? When you've got a big lead, you're just actively giving them yards. It drives me crazy. Another thing that truly drives me insane. What are we doing? Press. There's 13 seconds. Press them. Hold them up. One play is going to take 7 7 seconds, that knocks off 7 seconds, leaving 6 seconds, and then you're pretty much good to go. You just guard the end zone from that point. So please stop giving them room to run. You see what Tyreek Hill can do. He can murder you with it. So please press at the line of scrimmage when there's 13 seconds left and you're up 3 points. Please, for the love of goodness, stop slacking off. It makes no sense. And then you're going to come at me with, oh, well, the Bucks, they blitzed and they lost the game because of that. Yeah, they blitzed. I'm not blitzing. And also, they didn't hear the call. Everyone's going around like, the people on the Bucks defense didn't know the call. They didn't hear what the call was. So I'm not blitzing. I'm not telling you to blitz, and I'm not telling you to not tell your players what to do. I'm telling you, press at the line of scrimmage. I'm rushing 3. I'm pressing the receivers at the line of scrimmage. I'm having 3 safeties that are decently back, not too far back, maybe about 20 yards off the line of scrimmage. Maybe not even that, maybe even 15. But then, you run with whoever gets by. Whichever receiver gets, by the press at the line of scrimmage, that's what the safeties take. So I don't understand. Can somebody give me the keys? Let me be the head coach. Can I be the head coach, please, of a team? I've got 300 subscribers on YouTube. I think I'm qualified, please. No, the overtime rule does not need to be changed. It's fine. It's do or die. It's supposed to be like that. The game was entertaining as heck. If we had overtime rules like that, it would have just kept going and going and going and going because these quarterbacks are fantastic. The defense, there is more than one facet of this game. There's 3, in fact: offense, defense, special teams. Packers know special teams can ruin the game for you. Should we get rid of special teams because it hurt Aaron Rodgers? Come on, folks. So, yes, your defense needs to get a stop. The defense gave up 43 points, folks. That's a little absurd, don't we think? So, can we all just stop with the overtime rule needs to be changed? It's nonsense. And even Josh Allen saying, quote, if it was the other way around, we'd be celebrating too. Talking about the overtime rule of him not getting the ball. So, exactly that. It's unfortunate. Sometimes the rules hurt you. Sometimes the rules help you. That's how it is in life, too. Not everything is equal. Not everything is always going to be fair. It's unfortunate, but that's how it is. You must make what you can do and count it. And the defense here, the number 1 defense, you're telling me the number 1 defense needs extra help in overtime because they're so gosh damn bad? Well, that speaks to the defense, doesn't it, folks? So please spare me with the overtime rule needs to be changed. It is fine. You could not stop them. If they get the field goal, nobody would be crying. But the Bills defense was so trash that they couldn't stop Patrick Mahomes, or Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill was so gosh dang good, and Travis Kelce were so gosh dang good that you can stop them. And for that point, they deserve to win the game because of that. So the overtime rule, honestly, 100% does not need to be changed at all. Alrighty, holy moly, what a show, what a long show. This one of we went 2 hours 4 minutes, jeez Louise. Alrighty, folks. So now we're all caught up, folks, on what happened this week. In the divisional round playoffs. Now we got the final 4 teams, folks. AFC Championship game, NFC Championship game, NFC. Oh my goodness, I've been talking for 2 hours, folks. I am out, folks. I am truly out here. Oh, man, AFC Championship game, NFC Championship game coming up this week, Sunday, both games. Tuesday, what do we got going on Tuesday? Breaking down the NBA, we'll probably go over some stories. I'm sure there's a lot more to talk about here for these games and all that. I can't hear for, more Aaron Rodgers quotes and all that, so we'll break down stories tomorrow. Wednesday, film study, watching these teams perform, seeing who we're buying into, heading into the championship Sunday. We got predicting the lines on Thursday, picks on Friday, and everything that we need to cover up and clean up all the way up into Championship Sunday, folks. Alrighty, so we are back live tomorrow around noon Eastern, folks, doing it all again here. We've had a great time today, folks. Hopefully you did as well. We will see you tomorrow, folks, and hopefully your team didn't get burned by special teams or the overtime loss. So we're back live tomorrow noon Eastern, folks. We'll see you. Have a great one, and